signing.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau.
Hey, what's happening on a Wednesday? Jacksonville and everyone beyond Northeast Florida, all around the country. Maybe we should do a roll call. What's
Charleston.
Charleston. Charleston's listening? Charleston, stand up.
So they get the station. Listen, I know the good people in Charleston have listened before because I've seen the tweets. I know Brian Middleton's building the brand out there in his home state and his home city of Charleston. So Charleston's around. I know they are. I don't know if they're on the Twitter or whatnot, but they're hearing 6:90 a.m. in the car, Brent.
Got a baby. We like it.
We like it.
Yeah. We do like that. All the way down to Melbourne. I went past through Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Took the ride and could hear us loud and clear, baby, on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, here live from Davoli's House of Cards on a Wednesday. Big day at Davoli's.
Yeah.
Like, you know this business. Okay, so here's the deal. Last night, someone texted me.
Okay.
Said, hey, I might buy the new Flawless is coming out.
Yes. It is.
Now,
Facts.
I'm
It's
like
out.
still always getting an education about the card business, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, Flawless, I've heard of it, but I don't know that there's a new one coming out. I know it's an expensive product because of my conversations with all the good people here at the Davoli's House of Cards over the last few months.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, if they have some, or I'll go buy a box and break it live on the show,
Yeah.
it'll be huge.
Yeah.
Which would be huge, right?
It would be
We have a lot of
massive.
people tune in.
Yeah, I mean, it's over 10K.
$10,000 for the box for, I think, 9 cards.
So you got three encased, and then you got the pack, for lack of a better term, which has 6. Yeah, it's like 9 cards. Yeah,
So
like
3 encased and a pack of 6.
Yeah, and then so
9 cards for $10,000.
like yeah. Now, this is the product though. So the new stuff that came out is NFL, obviously. So first time Trevor's in Flawless, first time Mac, rookie
This
stuff.
is the first time for those
Yeah,
guys.
it's rookie stuff, yeah, because this
Okay.
Flawless NFL just came out today. First off the line came out earlier this week, but this is the product for the NBA that had the LeBron card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and by the way, it comes in a
$3
gold
million card.
It comes in a gold briefcase.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Like, at least they dress it up nice.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
there's something
listen.
about that too. Like, if you're going to buy
Oh,
something nice,
You know what I
you
mean?
kind of
Yeah.
want the good packaging. And remember, you get the good packaging. Nike used to do this sometimes with like some of their shirts, or they do it with their shoe, whatever it is. Like, name your product, and they give you that good package, and you almost want to keep the box.
Oh, I've kept many a box.
Like, Apple's does that. Apple's very
Oh.
much like that. Like, the box that your iPhone comes in is actually pretty nice.
Brent, let
Right?
me.
But I have so many iPhone boxes. I'm like, why the hell do I still have these?
Brent, I'll tell you this. I have an Amazon box that has Darth Vader on it that I've kept for 3 years.
What came in it?
Some Star Wars toy. And
What are you doing with the box? Like, what's the box worth? Anything?
No, nothing at all. I just like Darth Vader. I think I put cards in it, to be honest with you, sports cards. I also have a box. This one makes no sense. When Jack Reacher came out on Amazon, which is, is John Krasinski, the guy that plays Jim from The Office.
Yep.
I like Jim from The Office.
Okay.
I was like, I'll just keep the box. So I have a Darth Vader box and a Jack Reacher Amazon box. For multiple years, they serve no purpose, and they sit on a shelf. Amanda hates all the boxes. I'm not getting rid of the box.
So this is $10,000 for a box. It's a nice box.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
But so here at Davoli's, I think they're doing that break tonight.
Yeah,
on TikTok.
Yeah, they're doing a break. It's $40K worth of product. So you're going to get
They
in
have
on
like 4 boxes.
Well, no, so he has a whole case of them, and then he's
Okay.
got some of the new Prism that just came out.
Okay.
He says he's got some Select, Fortuitous, which they do exclusively, which is a really cool product. So all of that in one break, and it's he told me it's a 2-teamer, right? So you get 2 random teams. Everybody pays the same amount of money. They'll put the teams in a randomizer. Boom, you randomize your teams. Those are your teams. Any card you hit for your team is coming to you. So, yeah, there's risk there, right? So you could buy in, get 2 teams, and you might get, I don't know, the Ravens and somebody else that doesn't have a good rookie. You could get the Patriots and the Jags, right? So anything could happen. Then, obviously, you have to hit a card, but what's cool about what they do is this product Fortuitous that they do, you have no idea what's in there, right? It could be like I've seen them on live. They've pulled Russell Wilson rookie. Like you don't expect that. So you could have the Seahawks and be like, I really don't want Dwayne Eskridge cards, but that Fortuitous could save you and pull a Russell Wilson auto in a Seahawks jersey. It's still going to you, even though he plays for Denver, right? So a lot of good product. If you're a high roller, you want to get at them tonight because they're going to be ripping some good stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a big night. David back there, I wonder if he does a workout, eats a good meal. I'm going to have to ask him, like, is he, like, fired up for tonight? Like, some days you don't know it's a big night. Tonight he knows it's a big night. It's like, it's fight night for David.
I feel like he got here earlier than any other time I've ever seen him here. Like, in the times I've been here, I've never seen him come in early. And he was talking to me about it in the break for the Dream 18 show. He's jacked. He's ready to roll. He's excited. And he should be, man. It's cool. I mean, listen, I think what's cool about what they do is you don't get to keep the cards, right? But he has the potential. He could be holding something that's worth literally a Trevor Lawrence one-of-one, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, that's the potential that he has the potential to change somebody's life. Yeah. It's a crazy thing if you really think about it.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. They say it like that. That's a lot of opportunity there. So anyway, we'll talk more about it and what's going on here tonight, and maybe even how you can check that out because it's probably a cool scene to jump in.
Oh
on,
yeah.
If you're not familiar with it, Casey knows this world very well. I continue to learn about it and am just like in awe of the world that Davoli's House of Cards is. I mean, and they live in. It's a wild, wild thing. But let's talk some sports. We've got the U.S. Open. Talk a little more golf later on. We'll get our golf picks in along the way. Jags, by the way, have broken for camp.
Like they went
really
home.
Broken for the summer.
Oh, yeah.
I should say they broke for the summer.
LaVisca, we found out about that, right? You
Yeah.
saw that?
That he wasn't there today. He got excused.
Well, he said he had something with a hamstring.
Yes,
yeah.
some injury.
I don't think. Did we talk about that? Did I miss
No,
that?
we didn't yesterday.
Okay, sorry.
Why he would have been there, and some of those guys were working on injuries. To your point.
Yeah.
And I think some of those guys were allowed out of this one, but they hung around for a couple of days. LaVisca did talk yesterday. We had this last night on TV on CBS 47 and Fox 30, and he said he sees what people are saying and hears what people are saying, but he's not a guy that gets like freaked out about that stuff. Instead, he kind of likes it. He likes to see it motivates him a little bit. But let's tell you this about Laviska Shenault. He's in a dogfight for playing time and snaps. I mean, it's crystal clear that the Jags spent their money on Kirk and Zay Jones, and they're going to play those guys. And I think Marvin Jones is a reliable guy now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Laviska Shenault has to earn playing time, and I've said this many a times. I think he is a good player. I think he had a bad year. And I was pretty harsh on Laviska a lot last year because it was disappointing. But the more and more time you spend down at Jags headquarters, it does start to weigh on your psyche. Who was impacted by the Urban situation? And were their on-field results a product of that? Or did they just have a bad year? Like, I don't know if I want to say that somebody's on-field performance was impacted by Urban Meyer and the mess that it was last year. I just think that's too easy to let a player off the hook like that. But, I mean, there has been so much smoke coming out of there. And every time you go down to Jags headquarters, you learn something else about how crazy bad and unique it was last year. That you can't help but think that if we talk to Laviska at the end of this year or 2 years down the road and he's being productive like he was his rookie season and his trajectory now is back on the upslope, that if we would almost have to say that he was impacted by the situation. And we've said this before. Who actually played well for the Jacksonville Jaguars last year? I think we go to Tyson Campbell as a guy who looked like he developed. James Robinson was good when he was in there, and he was in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
But
Jamal Agnew, maybe?
Yeah, Agnew, good point. Agnew, I think, still has played himself into that depth spot on their receiving core. So,
Logan Cook.
Logan Cook. I just don't know there's a lot of guys on that list.
I mean, we're grasping for straws with Logan Cook.
My point being, every player cannot be like, you played bad because of this. But
True.
I always go back to, in any walk of life, our radio show, your business, athletics, whatever it might be, You want to be put in a position to succeed.
Certainly.
And I think it's clear as day, from Trevor Lawrence to the rest of that football team, they were not put in the most opportune position to succeed and be at their best, given all the other stuff that was going on. When we were down there yesterday, it was notable to just how impressed, again, they were with Trevor, and the idea that Trevor had to deal with it front and center behind a microphone on a week-to-week basis. Mm-hmm. So he had to verbalize it.
Yeah.
Which, at the end of the day, again, if we go back and look at this a couple years down the road, he might say, it was actually pretty good. It was like therapeutic. I can at least talk about it.
Yeah.
Everybody else wasn't being – they had to kind of keep it in or talk internally, where if you talk about things that aren't good at your workplace internally, sometimes that's not really therapeutic. It actually builds more animosity and stress.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling, Brent?
Where did you used to work?
I don't know. The cookie delivery place?
How mad could you be as a cookie delivery guy?
Yeah.
When every time you got mad, you just needed a bite of a chocolate chip cookie.
The customers were sick. The customers were sick of getting cookies that were half-eaten, and the company was sick of me half-eating the cookies.
So I just think, I'm telling you, folks, there's just more and more evidence of it was really a bleep show down there.
Yeah.
Last year, and player impact has to be at least taken into consideration based on their performance. And I think you'll really, if you talk to the folks inside the building, like really that were in this thing, they probably were impressed with at times how well they did perform given the situation.
Yeah, they won a couple times.
They won a few, yeah.
Which is kind of incredible when you look back on it. I think you said they weren't set up for success. I would say they were set up for failure. When you're in a situation where, now granted, not everybody in there was a bad coach, right? But the guy leading the team didn't know who was who, and I'm never going to get away from that. He didn't. You're never going to convince me that Urban Meyer could name all 53 players. You're not going to convince me. I'd say maybe at best 7. I have like 7.
He definitely wouldn't get all the names right, even if he had an idea who it was.
You know what I mean? So I think they were set up for failure in the worst way. I think, Darrell Bevell did some things, but you can only do so much. Same thing with Joe Cullen. Obviously, they don't have jobs anymore here in Jacksonville, and that played a part of it. But I think they were set up for failure is how it happened, and it probably kind of comes back on everybody. To your point about Laviska, how much did Urban Meyer really make Laviska Shenault's life not great and make him play the way he did? We'll probably never know, right? But I think it is fair to believe that the guy that was supposed to lead you, and Laviska said it to your point, he can hear this noise about him. I'm sure he saw everybody saying Urban was the greatest thing since sliced bread as a coach, and then came in and it just didn't work. It didn't compute what those guys thought about Urban Meyer, right? So in my opinion, they were set up for failure. It didn't work. And honestly, man, I mean, you got to wipe some of it clean. We'll see how it affects Laviska going forward if he can turn it around. But I think you look at last year, and I hate to say it, but you just wipe it clean, man. You just wipe it clean.
Yeah, and I think they've done that. I think that's, again, the mission of Doug Peterson is to do a little bit of that and make sure he does that. Now, let's get back to the receivers, because I think I just told you, right, clear-cut top 3 guys. Well, what happens behind that? Laviska, I think, again, you can really utilize Laviska Shenault. I think they see that too. But when you're a 4th wide receiver, how much are you getting on the field? How much are you going to be used? You can. I mean, it's not like you've got 0 playing time, but you've got to make the most of your playing time. And then I think Laquan Treadwell is I don't know about a favorite, but he's definitely an ally of Trevor Lawrence.
No doubt,
no doubt. He threw to him a lot. I think Trevor was pretty honest with how he feels about him, and off the field they look pretty close, or seem to be pretty close, at least from comments. So, and Treadwell has talent, and Treadwell performed pretty well. I think he's right in the mix there. And then there's Jamal Agnew, who we talked about this earlier in the week. And this was confirmed yesterday when I was down at Jags headquarters, that he's going to get some snaps on the offensive side.
He's earned that.
Yeah, he is going to get some snaps. How many, who knows, but he is going to get some snaps. So I think how that those other 3 guys shake out is interesting, and that's leaving everybody else out of the mix. There are some young guys out there that, I'm not talking Kevin Austin, who's undrafted free agent, who a lot of people like, but Tim Jones is a name that gets brought up, and people like some of these young players, and that's a popular position for undrafted free agents to find a home anyway. Or, well, in this case, I don't think they didn't pick anybody late round draft-wise, so it would be undrafted free agents or guys that were on, like, the practice squad the last couple of years to find an opportunity to play. You're also looking at a position that usually there's some injuries to it. I mean, it's hard to find any receiving core that doesn't go through some injuries in the course of the year. So somebody's going to get a chance somewhere along the line to maybe add depth. I guess what I'm saying here is I like the depth of the receivers.
Oh, boy.
I don't know how much I love their front three guys trotting out against everyone else in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just...
You got depth. You don't really have top-heavy ability.
Yeah, I think it's a nice core of guys that can do some things. You can see them do some things. But when we talk about a trio of receivers, like, I like them. I don't know if I love them. And it's really hard to say, wow. Like, I don't know if I fall in love with them to that degree. But it's kind of interesting because usually if you don't like the top three, you certainly won't like anybody else behind them. I'm not sure that's the case for me. I kind of like the six.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love the three.
The three, yeah.
Until I see more from them.
I think you paid Christian Kirk to be a 1, right? But that doesn't change the situation that we're in right now. That is, you have 2 number 2s. You have Christian Kirk and you got Marvin Jones. Together, can they be a 1? Hopefully. You paid Christian Kirk to be a 1. Can he become that? That's what the Jags are banking on. But as it currently stands, you got 2 2s and you got Zay Jones and Laviska. Now, let me ask you 2 questions about the wide receivers. Zay Jones, we believe they paid him. Well, we don't believe they did pay him. We believe that he will be a guy that starts for them because that's why they brought him in. Laviska Shenault, as a second-round pick, should beat Zay Jones out by the end of the season, in your opinion? Or no? Like, if we're saying Zay Jones is 3, Laviska Shenault, with what you've seen from him his rookie year, what you think he could be, and the second-round pick, obviously, that's attached to him, he has the ability to beat out Zay Jones by the end of the season where he's on the field more than Zay Jones.
That's a good call, man. I will tell you, I'm going to be completely honest, and I even asked this question down there yesterday. I don't know what to expect from Zay Jones. I think I said this earlier this week. But he's a little bit of a mystery to me. 3 years, $24 million, I think it was a deal. Like, that's not, like, insane. It really isn't. I mean, if you take, it's probably like a $6 million a year thing with some incentives and all this stuff, Like, that's not a ton of money in today's NFL. So what should we expect? Again, I think I find myself to be a fan of Laviska, but when you put it that way, I'm not so sure I would say. I still think Zay Jones is probably, like, has importance because of the speed game and ability to stretch the field. Like, he's an outside guy. Laviska can be that, but we've seen him be better on the inside and in this, like, gadgety kind of get him the ball roll. So I guess I would say no, but it doesn't mean – I think we hope that the answer to that is no because Zay Jones is delivering and probably like a 16-yard-a-catch kind of guy when he makes plays, which means that's big play capability. Like, I don't look at Laviska as a big play capable guy. I look at him as a guy who's going to turn 4 into 12. Yes. But he's not turning it into 70. I'm thinking Zay Jones might be a guy that turns 18 into 60, And so I think there's a role for both of them. I like your question. But I would say no. I think even if Laviska has a nice year, say the rookie numbers of 50 catches, which probably is too much because I don't think he'll get the ball that much, but somewhere along the lines of 40 catches, 600 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Like, I still think Zay Jones has a role big enough to hold him off and not lose playing time because of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's room for everybody there.
So,
but I do think, like, listen, if Laviska Shenault has 5 touchdowns, and I'm not saying he will, but if he does, well, then their receiving core and their passing game was pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty productive.
Or it's the one-off of the century, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't suspect it would be.
So what you're saying there, this is a part follow-up, and then I have another question. But 3rd and 7, Laviska Shenault's on the field and Zay Jones is not. You don't need 60 in that scenario. You need 7.
Yeah, I think there's a –
that's a role for me for Laviska. He can break that tackle and get those yards, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I like your question better at 3rd and 4 and 5.
Okay.
I think at 3rd and 7, I need my speed game to go win a route.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I, from a possession standpoint, if I trust Laviska coming off last year. He dropped a lot of passes.
Sure.
Some of the routes were weird. Mm-hmm. So I would say Zay Jones. But to your scenario, 3rd and 4, where now it brings everything into play.
Yeah.
Now it brings a little swing pass into play, go break a tackle, boom. Mm-hmm. You're better off with him on the field.
I would think so.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think, that's an interesting point. And he does give you the flexibility to do both.
Yeah.
So he's not just a pure inside guy. But, I think it's really a lot of pressure on Doug Peterson, how he uses these guys.
Yeah.
How he figures it out. I mean, he's got a couple of guys, let's be honest, that from a receiving standpoint, Christian Kirk and Laviska Shenault are better out of the slot. That's just where they are at.
Yeah. You really have one guy that you feel great about outside.
And let's not sleep on the fact that they've got a couple of tight ends in Dan Arnold and Ingram that are going to be standing up and running routes.
Yeah. On the field at the same time. Also.
Potentially. Yeah. So, how do you get everybody in there? Mm-hmm. One of the reasons it makes some sense is they want to keep Marvin Jones fresh. He was on the field too much last year.
Yeah.
And so now rest comes into play, and that adds to your depth, which could be good.
Because Marvin can still make you plays.
He can, but he probably shouldn't play. I think they told us, I think he said yesterday they played 95%.
Too much.
Of the snaps. Way.
And especially if you like this depth, which comes into the second part of my question. Kevin Austin is that dude that we're going to be talking about every day during training camp, right? He's going to be the guy. He's going to be last year's Walker Little. When it was, remember every day we were talking about Walker Little?
This is
the guy that we're going to be like, well, but look what this guy can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we like to fall in love with that guy.
That's going to be the guy.
The difference here in your scenario is Walker Little. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But Walker Little at least was a 3rd-round draft pick, right? Or
second-round
draft.
Yeah.
Second-round draft.
Second, yeah.
And so, you talk about an undrafted free agent, but I think Kevin Austin could be that guy that you fall in love with. And by the way, I'll tell you who else will be that guy, that Dixon kid. Mm-hmm. Especially now that Jordan Smith has gone down for the year.
Yeah.
The defensive end. He'll be that guy. And don't be surprised if the kid from Waukeeta Baptist or Waukeeta Baptist or he's that.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a few of them, which is cool. That's fun part of camp.
It just feels like from early Twitter, everybody wants to talk about Kevin Austin.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was a nice – people are excited about that signing. I think they paid a pretty good dollar for that signing.
Yeah, which, by the way, I'd be fine with, right? I mean, you got a guy that can run past people. That's something you needed last year.
Yeah.
You bring that speed into it. It's at least – I feel like I can at least get excited about it where Walker Little, just to bring that scenario back up, how excited could I really get about that? But if I can see this dude running past people and making plays, I'm going to be excited.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's take a break. We're live at Davoli's House of Cards. Big night for them. They got a big break coming up tonight. We'll keep telling you more about that. Hey, what about James Robinson? He talked today. And we also have a little bit more of a timetable for his injury and his return. And I think this regime feels a heck of a lot different about James Robinson than last year's regime.
That's a good sign.
Feels about James Robinson, which is a good sign probably for everybody, but especially for James.
That's true,
we'll
too.
We'll be back from Davoli's House of Cards, Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Hot and humid today, plenty of sunshine. Just an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Highs in the mid to upper 90s. Feel like temperatures near 110. Dropping only into low to mid 70s tonight, and partly sunny with just an isolated afternoon storm tomorrow. Thursday's high will be back up into the mid 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds.
Untouchable pricing, incredible value, phenomenal shopping experience. Only at Beard's Diamonds.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. For the past 76 years, Northeast Florida has been host to the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl and events. When televisions tune into Jacksonville for kickoff, we want to be sure we showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. From buying a ticket to the game, making a donation to send local deserving children to the game, or volunteering, I would ask that you consider supporting this great local tradition. To learn more, visit TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
If you've been injured on the job and are not receiving the benefits you're entitled to, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJacksDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJacksDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf card. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. ActionSportsJacksDream18.com. I was at one of the kids' tournaments recently, and a coach was talking about recovery and the importance of it for athletes and really for all of us. So I told him about iCryo, cryotherapy, red light therapy, sauna, compression, and more in St. Johns County. They have a student-athlete package and new specials for Dad for Father's Day. iCryo in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Recover from your daily lifestyle or recover from an athletic event. Stop in, inquire about IV infusions and body sculpting treatment. Elevate your lifestyle at iCryo in St. Johns County.
The only thing DIY companies really care about is the homeowner buying the camera. Yeah, it'll show the person breaking into your house, but that's it. SafeTouch's goal is to prevent the crime from happening before the crook even walks up to your door. How? By using the 5-star security and surveillance system that has 5 layers of protection, starting with a SafeTouch sign. Crooks know to stay away from a SafeTouch house. The SafeTouch cameras use analytic technology that identifies boundaries and humans. This alerts the bad guys that they're on camera and being identified. Then the homeowner is notified immediately with a direct camera feed. Entry alerts notify the central station before the bad guys even enter. At SafeTouch, we call it the Always On feature, the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator that gives a verified response that goes to the emergency authorities, providing faster response times. The SafeTouch Central Monitoring provides local UL-approved monitoring, unlike other alarm companies that try to monitor customers remotely from an employee's home. Call now for your free demonstration of the newest 5-star system today. State license number EF0000233.
Ben, when you're in the mood for love, but you have ED or PE and those little blue pills haven't worked, here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Rabinski. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom-blended medications. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. We guarantee you'll see results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, you need a big law firm to fight for you. We're America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Driving happy with Febreze car.
You're driving home when, oh no, you hit the longest red light in town. What's this? You're smiling because your car smells amazing. You just installed a Febreze car vent clip. Ha ha! 5 weeks ago, with up to 40 days of consistent Febreze scent, those lights can stay red for as long as they'd like.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
God, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Davoli's House of Cards. Brent Morton, Casey Kurtz here on a Wednesday. We had our Dream 18 show. Only a couple episodes left of that, but man, golf world has been buzzing. We'll talk a little U.S. Open, kind of put the live golf stuff down, although we talked about it a lot today on the Dream 18 show. You can always go back and listen. Subscribe on the podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Subscribe on YouTube, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. And also, you can follow along to the Dream 18 show and follow us on Twitter now at, the Dream 18 show.
All those things are true.
Yeah.
Well done.
You know, one thing we wanted to do with the Dream 18 show is get everybody's favorite round of golf, whether it was like a foursome or a course or a score. So feel free to jump in on that. And love to hear your thoughts on it. Interestingly enough, I put out during the Dream 18 show that I was thinking about playing this course in Alabama. Robert Trent Jones course. It's called Ross Bridge. I've played it before. It's in Hoover, Alabama, and I'm going there this weekend. And it's got the unique part about it. It's a really cool course. Got a lot of hills to it and everything. Beautiful. But the unique feature of it is it's the 5th longest golf course in the world at 8,100 yards, at least the last time I looked. So even if it's now 6th or 7th, you get my point. And I think I want to play it from all the way back there.
I think you should.
And just try it out. And so I just said, if I usually shoot 82, which, I mean, sometimes I'm shooting 84, 85. Sometimes I'll get lucky and shoot 78, 79. But I'm like, so 82 is a good number for me, probably on average, at least this time of year, because I've been playing more golf. So if I do that on a 67, 6,800-yard course, what would I shoot on an 8,100-yard course? You said breaking 100 would be a feat.
I think it would be good.
Yeah, that's a shot a hole. I see where you're coming from. I've got some answers here. Stringbender says 95.
Yeah.
TJ Neem says 105. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Tom says 96.
Where do you come up with that, I wonder?
I don't know. That's maybe takes away the par threes. Add a shot for every other hole.
That's fair.
I got a feeling, though, some of those par threes. I haven't seen the card.
They're probably long,
Par threes
Brett.
probably like 250 something.
Yeah.
Right?
3-putt in play.
3 putts always in play. I've not been putting well, actually.
So
I love to putt, but
that even drives home the point, I think. Maybe even more shots at this point.
I know. I love playing, but I love putting, but I have not been putting well. I've got a feel. I'm thinking it's like a 10-shot thing. So it doesn't mean I might not shoot 96 because I might shot an 85 that day.
So you're comfortably under 100, you think?
Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm comfortable. I think
it's going to be uncomfortable.
100's easy.
Shouldn't
I think breaking 100's easy.
Should not have said that.
Again, I mean, I'll tell you if I just wasn't hitting the ball well and I wouldn't have shot 82 that day, you know. But I'm thinking 10 over par turns into 20 over par.
I think you're lucky at breaking 100.
Well, here's the reason why. Because, listen, you get like a 300. Let's just say I've been hitting the ball pretty well off the tee. I've really been driving it well, knock on wood.
There you go.
My iron game's been a little hit or miss. My putting game has not been good, at least from, like, making putts.
Okay.
Just haven't felt good on the greens.
Which is the key part.
Yeah.
Making them.
So, but I'm also not, like, 3-jacking everything is my point, you know. So, 360-yard par 4, right? Just straight, nothing much to it. And no, like, crazy wind in your face. I mean, I'm going to hit it 240 to 250 to, if I really hit it, 260, 265. And I've got 100 yards in, 110 in, 120 in. Like, what I think the game changes is now I hit that same drive, but that hole's 440.
Yeah.
Now I'm hitting 180 in. Well, that's a big difference.
Yes.
Because now I've got a 4-iron in my hand instead of a pitching wedge.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Or a wood of some sort, or a rescue club, or whatever you want to say. So I think that's where you lose it. It's not really around the green as much. And sometimes, like, I've played the tips at places and shot better because you're more conservative in your game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Like sometimes when I play up, like in the white tees, I hit it in places I've never been and shouldn't have been in.
Yeah.
Because I want to hit my driver anyway.
True.
And I'm like, oh, good, I'll hit it. I'll only have 40 yards. That will look cool. Well, then that 40-yard shot is hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard shot.
I don't have a club that goes 40 yards.
So, anyway, that's the golf game. I got some good reaction on social media coming off the Dream 18 show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors and Power Tee. And we'll see. I might go for that on Saturday is my plan.
I think you should.
I think I might. I like the idea of it. I got to get Ty signed up for it. I think he'll do it, though.
Yeah. He'll sign up.
I wonder what he will shoot.
I need Ty's phone number so I can just confirm what your actual score was.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the one thing. We don't cheat. We don't. We really don't. Like, golfers cheat.
Yeah.
I'm actually more apt to probably be like, all right, that's good. But I don't do it a lot.
Yeah.
But he really doesn't. Like, he counts. He does. He won't. Like, I'll give him something. I'll be like, because sometimes I'm like, I should probably give him this just for his psyche here. He might get a little.
Yeah.
He's bogeyed a couple in a row.
Yeah,
Maybe this will be
yeah.
more fun if I give it to him.
For sure.
And he doesn't take it. So.
Well, I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about you.
No, I'm not going to cheat.
I feel like you'll come in here, shoot a 102. You'll be like, it was a crisp 98. And I'll be like, no, it wasn't. I need the information.
The only thing we do, and I think everybody does, it's the amateur golf. We never go to the range and warm up.
No.
So we take the breakfast ball.
Yeah.
Off the first tee.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and a lot of times I don't even need it, but if I do need it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think most golfers do that.
So that's one shot.
We never get there
right
before
there
to go hit the range.
Yeah, no. But now you only got 99 shots left at this point. So, I mean.
So can I count my breakfast ball or not is my question.
Let me think about it. Let me marinate on that. Right? Because I think it's going to be very, very close. Like, I think that shot could matter.
I wouldn't be surprised if I break 90.
I would.
I would not. In fact, that's my goal is to break 90. I'm not going to be surprised.
Okay.
All right.
He's going to shoot 106. Come in and tell me it's an 86.
No, you get.
I'm going to check with Ty. He's 20 shots off.
Ty will tell you. No doubt about it. Anyway, Brent Martin, Casey Kurtz, live from Davoli's House of Cards. Enough about my golf game. I could talk about that all day. And you will not be entertained. James Robinson, let's talk about him.
Okay. I like James.
James Robinson probably is not back at the start of camp. James Robinson's probably back at some point in camp.
Okay.
I have a level of concern about James Robinson. Big fan. Level of concern that he will be back to the James that he is. I'll be honest with you. I think the team has less a concern of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think James has less concern of that, so I like where their minds are at. But if I know injuries the way I know injuries, significant injury to a running back is a foot injury, that takes a little bit to get back. It's one thing to come back. It's another thing to get back.
Mm-hmm.
What's your level of concern about James in 2022 coming off an Achilles?
I don't know why, but not super high. Like, I feel like what we've seen in the rehab process at camp or at minicamp has been encouraging, right? I think obviously he came on the show a little bit ago and said that he felt really good about where they were in the rehab, obviously. Now, granted, he's got to say that, right? I don't think he would come on and say, oh, I feel like crap. Actually, it's horrible. So I'm not super concerned. I'm not really counting on James Robinson to play week 1 or week 2 or in my head, there's like a grace period. We'll get to the point where James Robinson is back, but I'm fully expecting Travis Etienne to be getting the bulk of the carries early on. I don't know if that's the best recipe for the Jags to win. Maybe that's where Snoop Connor comes in. I don't know. But I personally am not expecting James to be back right away, and that way I think when he comes back, I think he's at full strength versus trying to come back earlier, and it just doesn't go well.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, not concerned.
Well,
a ton.
I think they feel this is going to be a 1-2 punch with James and Etienne, and I hope they're right. I mean, James Robinson has been a terrific story. I just don't think it's easy to pencil guys in. I think Etienne's a little bit different because he had the injury so early.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's a little different. I always go back to this, and if you've listened to me talk, for however long and enough, when we bring up this conversation, I go back to Senderic Marks. Senderick Marks was a good player for the Jags. Outperformed probably anything they thought he would do. Earned himself more on a contract. Still a great moment where he got his sack and earned however much, like $1 million bonus for sacking the Titans. It was really cool. And fun guy, man. He's awesome. I love Senderick. But he tore his ACL. And I want to say he tore it in November or December, if I'm not mistaken. And he came back. And when he came back, he really, he tried to say all the right things. He tried, he was honest sometimes, I don't feel all the way back yet. But he tried to be I'll be myself. And he really wasn't, especially for the first half of the year. You saw a little more giddy up, a little more jump, a little more explosion, a little bit of all those things halfway through the year, I think, as I recall it. And it just always stood out to me this is not easy. Just because you made it back to the field doesn't mean it made you back to your being yourself. Do you trust it? Is it strong enough? Are you explosive enough? All those things. And when you're talking about a foot injury, again, it's not a knee, but a foot injury to a running back, planting, doing all those things, I think there's an element of that. And I just genuinely have a concern more for James because it's more fresh. I mean, Etienne's got a 5-month head start, and now I've seen him on the field, and he looks
pretty good,
like Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
Now maybe James will give me that in late August, where I'm hey man, this looks like James.
Yeah.
And one thing going for James, maybe there's a play here where he's not a speed guy.
No.
So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Right? His whole goal the last couple of years was get faster. Well, it's really not part of his game. He isn't going to run away, and that's what people pick apart. And that's probably one of the reasons why Urban Meyer didn't love him, is that he wasn't going to run away from everybody.
Yeah, but that guy was an idiot.
He wants to run you over, and he's going to pick up 4 yards, 5 yards a pop. That's what he was averaging, 4.5, 5 yards a pop. Well, maybe that helps him. Maybe all that stuff, his style of play, helps him be able to get back to who he was rather than rely on the speed part and the breakaway and the shiftiness of that running back position, which we equate to a lot of times. So that could be a benefit along the way for a guy like James Robinson. One last thought on James for now, at least, is what I just told you is this regime likes him.
They probably should,
him, right?
Yeah.
Urban didn't. This whole saga that played out last year.
Yeah.
It was really the focal point of everything that went wrong. I've always heard this. I don't know for 100%, but it would make sense that Shad Khan got most miffed about that, this whole James Robinson situation, which makes sense, too, because given the idea of how players were leaving and not happy years prior, and Urban is ticking off players and one of their best players all last season, if you look at it in hindsight, makes sense that the owner probably wasn't too keen on all that going on.
Yeah.
But point being is Doug Peterson's a fan of James Robinson, it appears. Bernie Parmalee would be as well. And they want to be able to roll out James Robinson, Travis Etienne every game and use him as a 1-2 punch. This is not like James is fighting for his spot.
No.
If he's healthy, he's going to be the guy.
And as he should be, he's earned that, right? He earned that when Urban Meyer came in. It didn't play out that way, but he had earned that from his rookie season. And yesterday, I think it was, Brian asked me, on OT, are they better served letting Trevor throw the ball around, or are they better served with the ground and pound run the football? And I think they're better served letting James Robinson run the football when he's healthy. Obviously, Trevor's got to make plays. Etienne's going to play in there. But I still believe the Jags' best way to win is handing it to James as many times as you can. We still, besides rookie year, when they really had no chance to win, last year we never saw that give it to James and just keep giving it to James over and over again and win games. Now I think you have that ability, once he's fully healthy, give it to him every time almost, and then go from there and see what you can build, because I still believe that's their best way to win games, in my opinion.
James Robinson should be ready sometime in camp, but probably not at the start of training camp. Brett Martin, Casey Kurtz, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We're live at Davoli's House of Cards, and we roll on right after this.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. Like, I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
KJ and Max, followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize in your home's equity. Unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. The Equal Housing Lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
You don't get to be the league's all-time leading rusher without feeling some pain.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith knows joint pain, and he also knows the old treatments aren't the only treatments. Today, there's a natural alternative to drugs and surgery. It's biologic therapies from QC Kinetics.
I'm talking regenerative solutions that encourage your body to heal and repair itself.
Do you have pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, lower back? Want to get your life back? The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics can help.
Call to learn more about this exciting natural way to deal with chronic joint pain.
Don't put it off. Call QC Kinetics. Restorative, regenerative solutions with no downtime and lasting results.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. QC Kinetics, 274-5522.
Hey, Dad? Cool if I change this?
They may not get each other's music, but they can both get a COVID-19 booster shot. Because the CDC recommends booster shots for people 12 years and older after completion of a primary series. Schedule an appointment as soon as you are eligible. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Dad is the smartest guy you know, so give him a gift that's just as smart. Like a battery-powered smart doorbell from Google Nest that lets him see what's happening at his door and answer it from anywhere. The Google Nest doorbell is now on special buy for only $129.99 and works on any home. Find the best and smartest gifts for Dad. Feels like Father's Day at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Offer valid through June 19, 2022 at participating U.S. stores and online. Limit 5 per customer.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Hey, welcome back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, live at Davoli's House of Cards. Big day here. Flawless product. Mm-hmm. I just did a little commercial, by the way.
You did a promo, yeah.
I did a little promo for Davoli's.
You should be telling us all about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was standing over $40,000 worth of cards.
You were. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
You could have just bought it.
I'm having a big week. Standing over $40,000 of cards. Saw Michael Jordan.
That was this week, yeah. You are having a good week.
You know what's funny? How many people have, yelled to me, in the neighborhood or something? Like, I was out for a walk yesterday. They're like, hey, so what was it like meeting Jordan, seeing Jordan? Everybody's – I put it on Facebook, too, so I guess people –
Well, I will say that everywhere I put it on our accounts, on the podcast, I put Brent met MJ in all caps. And, that was also the title of the show. Yeah. So, I might have oversold it, right?
Yeah, probably oversold it.
Oversell, underdeliver, for sure, on that one. But I wanted people to know.
Michael Jordan, big fan of Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
You know what I mean? So, but you know what the best part about that story is you're always walking. That's one thing that people need to know about you. You're always walking. Every story has to do with walking.
Yeah, well, that's what I see people. I don't even know people in my neighborhood.
Well, they know you. That's kind of the life you live, unfortunately.
From walking, though.
I think they might know you for other reasons. Occasionally.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's going to sound wrong, but just keep it in the context, people, okay?
I can't dump, Brent. The dump button is in the studio.
Don't misquote me here. There are days where I'm like, gosh, I wish we were in the pandemic again, so I could go walk 3 times a day. I'd be in better shape.
What am I supposed to say?
Nothing. I just told you. Keep it in the context. I'm talking about trying to get in shape, okay? When I was during that stretch, I was walking 8 miles a day.
And I was eating.
Well, we could eat too, but
yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. That lifestyle was a weird lifestyle. It was just like this pause of life.
Were you doing the news from home? How did that work?
Yeah, I was doing home. I was basically taping at 9:30 at night.
What were you?
So that's the other thing. So think about this. I'm probably I'm done with work at 9:35.
That's convenient for you.
Every night. Mm-hmm. Unless there was breaking news or something.
But there
and I was walking, seriously, 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. Again, some good family time, spending time with the family. Life slows down a little bit. Again, there are a lot of negative, bad things about the pandemic. I understand. So keep it in context. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that was that lifestyle for a little bit was not the worst thing in the world.
What were your sportscasts March 2020? Or not March, because things are still happening. June of 2020, what were you talking about?
June of 2020 would have been
Nothing Town, a big nothing.
Well, didn't Major League Baseball? They were debating whether to come back. Right.
That's a 2-minute sportscast.
Well, no, I mean that was part of it.
Yeah.
Getting
at it, you were struggling. You had to be
on TV. Well, listen, we were doing 3 hours of radio at the time too.
I forgot about that. This job. Yeah.
We made it through the pandemic.
Yeah.
When we say ESPN 690, we're just trying to make it.
Yeah.
We made it through the pandemic with nothing going on.
It's really incredible if you think about it.
It is.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of big, heavy topics at that time. True. Pandemic and the sports-related, Black Lives Matter movement. Mm-hmm. So there were a lot of things to discuss. But from a day-to-day sports range, there wasn't. Mm-hmm. And so you talk about TV. What we did a lot would we would do stories. What are you doing now? Why the sports world stopped? We'd meet up with major leaguers and trying to wait out the, whatever that strike-ish thing, or not strike, but lockout was. And so, that's what we did. All right, hey, a quick thing from Davoli's House of Cards. Do you go to the same person and get your hair cut all the time?
No, never.
You change?
I used to. I used to go to this lady named Paula in Bradenton. She was awesome. This is real life, she got kicked in the face by a horse. She was
Sorry, Paula. Is that real?
That's real. She was a horse
rider,
and she also cut hair. Her name was Paula, and she got kicked in the face by a horse.
I'm sorry, Paula.
And she got facial she's fine. She got facial reconstruction, which sucked. She was out for a while, But then she came back, and then she cut my hair. So I used to go to Paula, but now I just go to Sports Clips, and I first available.
All right. So
Is this about my haircut?
No. How's my hair look?
Fine.
Okay.
It looks as it usually does.
Okay. So
Maybe
I got my
a little shorter.
So I go like there are a couple places in town down here near home that I'm like I try to go to, but then they're busy.
People need their haircut.
Yeah, like busy. Like more people. Obviously down here is way busy anyway, so everything's busy.
Yeah.
And like I'm like I don't wait, and I don't book an appointment.
No.
Walk in and I can
That's why I
wait for
go to
like
Sports
20
Clips.
minutes or a half hour maybe if I got some stuff to do on my phone, but that's it.
You have plenty to do on your phone.
So today I go to get my haircut. I see in the open packed. So then I go to like just run down to Great Clips or one of the Clips or something like that I've never been to.
Yeah.
So it's 11:21
Okay.
when I step out of my car. Like I actually looked at my phone. I was like, it's 11:21 because I didn't know if I was going to have to wait, how long I really had because we were meeting up for lunch at 12:30,
Which we were all late for.
And so I was like, all right, 11:21. I am not kidding. I went into Great Clips. I got my hair cut, and I was in my car at 11:29. 11:29. 8 minutes.
That's fascinating. That's well
This
done.
guy cut my hair the fastest I've ever. They should all be like that.
It was a dude?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a dude cut my
How's my hair look? All right? See? Fine. 8 minutes.
Fine is not a ringing endorsement.
So what? It's like you're not going to watch me on TV tonight and say your hair looks bad? Fine. 8 minutes. That should be every haircut. Like, I don't need some stylist trying to put a tattoo on my head. Like every little clip of hair like this. Like, just buzz that thing, get me out of there. 8 minutes. That guy probably does like 15 haircuts an hour.
Can you imagine the money he's making?
Yeah, I did spend $23 at 8 minutes. Do the math. I should have bought like a flawless thing.
How much do you tip on your haircut?
Well, it was 17. I did $6. Is that pretty good?
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, I
should
did
do
6.
Because I'm better than you, but
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to. I mean, I do more than the 20% for stuff like that because that would be a weird number.
is that a good number? You.
Yeah, $6. But for that, I spent $23 in 8 minutes.
It's like at the casino. We
It
ran
was.
out of music.
It's like I went to. Yeah, all right, bye. We'll get out of here. We'll be back. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690 live from Davoli's House of Cards.
If you've been involved in a slip and fall accident and are not sure what to do, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Let me ask you something. Are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no, so then let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? Yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
DIY alarm systems appear to be a solution for home security. They're cheap and simple to install, but there lays the problem. Cheap and simple. So simple to bypass that some news organizations recommend to not even put out their signs, and the cameras are just as bad. Don't be fooled by cheap and simple. Use the experts at SafeTouch Security. Every SafeTouch system has 5 layers of protection, starting with a SafeTouch sign. Crooks know to stay away from a SafeTouch house, followed by the SafeTouch cameras that use analytic technology that identifies boundaries and humans. This alerts the bad guys that they're on camera and being identified. Then the homeowner is notified immediately with a direct camera feed. Then entry alerts that notify Central Station situation before the bad guys even enter. At SafeTouch, we call it the Always On feature, the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator that gives a verified response that goes to the emergency authorities, providing faster response times. Finally, the SafeTouch Central Monitoring provides local UL-approved monitoring, unlike other alarm companies that try to monitor customers remotely from an employee's home. Call now for your free demonstration of the newest 5-star system today. State license number EF000233.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatorsparking.com to reserve your spot today. Welcome to Daytona Soccerfest, the all-in-one soccer, music, cars, and much more 4th of July weekend spectacular. We're building a soccer stadium at Daytona International Speedway, and matches will be played there for the first time in history. Also, full concerts from Raul Alejandro and Chance the Rapper, Toyota Thrill Rides, and the World Freestyle Federation. Daily passes starting at $99. Get your tickets at DaytonaSoccerFest.com. For a limited time, buy one, get one free.
You're on your way to work, and then, bam, your whole life changes in that second. Forever. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice or live your life in pain. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau.
Welcome back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. And we are live at Davoli's House of Cards. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, I just said that part. We're still braving about my haircut, by the way, on social media now. 8 minutes. It does seem impossible. He hasn't put up a meme yet of it, so not yet.
That might have been what you just said, the funniest thing you've ever said. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Actually is Javi Baez related. And before we do that, how about a little U.S. Open? Now, we did have our Dream 18 show. We'll do our picks a little bit later, but just a thought or two on how this is shaping up. It's a big sports story coming into the week. Obviously, there's the live golf part of it, but now I think the attention does turn. I got into this little Twitter back and forth last night, and people want, like, the live golf thing to go away. I think it's not going away, first of all, because it's still way too fresh. I'm not fatigued on it. I think some others might be. That's not where I'm going with this conversation if you are fatigued, so don't change channel. But,
Stay here.
You know, I just think it's a big story, and what happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays of major championship weeks or big golf tournament weeks, whether you're talking Ryder Cup, Players Championship, U.S. Open, Masters, is state of golf gets given. And the biggest players in the world are talking about the big topics. That's what's happening here. I don't know why that's fatigued already. Like, there are a myriad of things that we talk about in this world that get tiring. I'm not really sure why Live Golf and PGA Tour are already there. It's been like 10 days to 14 days of heavy conversation on it.
Still fresh.
And it's still very fresh. I mean, you got John Rahm. By the way, let's get to John Rahm, because he delivered maybe the most put-together statement out of anyone, and there have been good ones.
Yeah.
Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, and others. The guys that are playing in the Live Golf League have had a tough time explaining exactly why, other than money.
Yeah.
They're the ones in the tough spot. You have John Rahm. Let's hear from John Rahm, who won the U.S. Open last year, one of the best players in the world. And he certainly could have and was probably he was recruited to play in the Live Golf League and chose not to. Here's his explanation.
I do see the appeal that other people see towards the Live Golf. I do see some of the, how do I put this delicately, points or arguments they can make towards why they prefer it. to be honest, part of the format is not really appealing to me. Shotgun 3 days to me is not a golf tournament, no cut. It's that simple. I want to play against the best in the world in a format that's been going on for hundreds of years, right? So that's what I want to see. And yeah, money is great, but when Kelly and I, this first thing happened, we started talking about it. We're like, will our lifestyle change if I got $400 million? No, it will not change one bit. Truth be told, I could retire right now with what I've made and I've lived a very happy life and not play golf again. So I've never really played the game of golf for monetary reasons. I play for the love of the game, and I want to play against the best in the world. I've always been interested in history and legacy, and right now the PGA Tour has that. There's a meaning when you win the Memorial Championship. There's a meaning when you win Arnold Palmer's event at Bay Hill. There's a meaning when you win LA, Torrey, some of these historic venues. And that to me matters a lot, right? I have, after winning this past U.S. Open, only me and Tiger have won at Torrey Pines, and we're both the golf course that we like, making putts on the 18th hole, right? That's a memory I'm going to have forever that not many people can say. So my heart is with the PGA Tour. That's all I can say. It's not my business or my character to judge anybody who thinks otherwise. And for a lot of people, I'm not going to lie, those next 3-4 years are worth basically their retirement plan they're giving them. It's a very nice compensation to then retire and sail off to the sunset.
That is John Rahm. A very well thought out answer, and I think hit on a couple of things. One that fascinates me is, listen, he says he's got plenty of money, which he does. Yes. He's got a lot of money. I don't know what plenty of money is. Like, I don't know what that number is. And it actually speaks volumes of if you're going to go get $125 million like DJ did, or Phil Mickelson for $200 million, like then you bring in the generational wealth stuff. Like, but I don't even know what that number is. Like, what is generational wealth? Like, how much? Like, is it 10 million? Is it 50 million? Is it 100 million?
I don't know.
Like, I wonder. I guess I could look it up.
You
like,
probably could, yeah.
What's the definition?
But we're not Websters,
We don't talk. We don't have to look this up for ourselves.
No, you know what I mean? I'm generational. Nah, never mind.
Okay, so, I guess. I mean, do you really care about like 3 generations from now anyway? Like, come on, let's really put you on the lie detector test.
That's true.
You care about your kids. You want to do good things for your kids. Mm-hmm. You don't have many yet that you know of. At least.
I have a dog.
You have a dog. You want to do well for your dog, and then their kids.
Yeah.
Maybe your dog's kids.
And puppies.
Right. So there's generations
of animals. Yes.
Of people and animals. But now listen, I haven't once in my life yet thought about my kid's kid.
Kids. So Ty and Kaylee's kids.
Yeah.
That's a long way away.
What does that mean? Does that make me the great grandparent?
No, I think double great. I think it's a great.
No, that's just one great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
I just great. That's just great grandparent.
I'm so confused.
I'm talking like my kid.
Let's just move on. I have a headache.
Ty and Kaylee's kids. So in Ty and Kaylee's kids, I'm the grandparent.
Yeah, so you're not great anything.
But the next one, I'm the great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So maybe I should think about them.
No.
Maybe.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
Ty and Kaylee are how old?
17.
I don't think you're going to have to worry about this.
You don't think so? I mean, we're living longer.
Do they have any kids you don't know about?
No, but they got plenty of time for that. I mean, listen, like Ty and Kaylee have kids when they're 30, and their kids have kids when they're 25. That's 55 years from now. I'm 100.
95.
No, I'm 100.
No, what?
That was 55 years, wasn't it, that I just did? Yeah. They'd have to be 25 and 25. So, like, I might be around.
Get out the giant pencil.
As a great-grandparent, but it's very unlikely.
I wouldn't bank on it.
And at that stage, just give me another shot of whiskey or something, all right?
Yeah.
And take whatever I've got.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's generational wealth. Like,
yeah, it is.
You're thinking about, like, when you're the great-grandparent?
Yeah, that's the Websters, for sure.
So, like, I guess that's what generational wealth is. I don't know if it gets even beyond that. Like, I really could care less about their kids. Now, if we're going great-great-grandpa, like, I'm like.
You definitely won't make that.
No, I'm like way in the ground by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
To put it nicely.
and then so the other part of that is I don't even know how much I need to retire. Forget about how much I need for generational wealth. So that's never happening unless I hit the lottery or crypto really comes back in a big, big way.
Please.
So.
The ape coin.
But I got to believe now, like John Rahm, $400 million, that's big time stuff now. That creates generational wealth. That makes you think about generational wealth. I don't know if he cares about his being a great whatever.
Well, he just recently became a father, so
There you
maybe
go.
he is concerned about it.
Maybe.
I bet when Ty and Kelly were first born, you would have been worried about it. In that scenario.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess like it would make you think about it, right? If you had presented that kind of money,
yeah,
then you'd think about it.
Like
because
John Rahm has very recently become a.
Quite frankly, like if you were presented that kind of money, you'd think about it because you had nothing else to think about.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like, what am I going to do with it?
100%.
So, I don't know. I just like it's interesting to hear that. Like you hear that thrown around a lot now, that people like they're trying to get all this. If they've already pretty wealthy, their next day. I understand, by the way, you should always shoot for something. My guess is if you've got $20 million, you're still not like totally satisfied with $20 million because money isn't everything.
Right.
So then the next thing you shoot for is, okay, I want $50 million because now I get into this generational wealth category, and that keeps me motivated.
Sure.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
Like I understand that. I understand that, like psychology and
You're talking yourself into it.
yeah, I mean, give me all that money and I'll find something to do with it, essentially.
Yeah.
Or let me go earn that kind of money. So I guess that's where the conversation. I just think we throw that around like that's this great motivator.
Yeah.
Like I don't really think these guys are that motivated by generational wealth.
I don't either, to be honest with you.
So, as for the U.S. Open at Brookline, you fired up for it.
Oh, that's right. We were talking golf when we started this.
But I sincerely had that question about generational wealth. Like I feel like that term has been used, that phrase has been used more in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Based on how much live money is being thrown around.
Yeah.
That it actually begged the question for me, like, what the hell does it even mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
I wonder how many percentage of Americans, there's a lot of rich people in the world, or a lot of, I shouldn't say Americans, a lot of rich people in the world.
Sure.
People have a lot of money. Some people have a lot of money. I wonder how many have fit in the category of generational wealth.
Probably less than expected.
I'm going to go do some online work tonight and look that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Is that a Wikipedia?
I mean, you can put whatever you want on Wikipedia. You know what I mean?
I'm going to get educated tonight on that.
Well,
but,
I do appreciate it.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Open, educate us on this. Brookline Country Club should be tough.
Should be
The
tough.
U.S. Open, the rough will be deep.
Thick.
The greens will be tricky.
Yeah. Hilly.
And the hills are there. The crowd should be enormous and passionate.
And loud.
And we said this on the Dream 18 show. Like, who do you want to win? We didn't really do this much, but who do you want to not win, I think, is more interesting question. Like, Phil Mickelson isn't going to win, so you don't have to worry about that. Bryson DeChambeau, let's just say his game is in better form than we all know,
Yeah.
and he's healthy. Like, that would be an interesting guy to hear the crowds,
Yeah.
especially if he's dueling somebody like Rory or Justin Thomas. I mean, how good would that be for golf? If you got one of even Dustin Johnson, but again, Dustin's so boring, he doesn't evoke emotion.
Yeah, he's like a robot out there.
Like, he really doesn't. Like, Dustin Johnson he evokes no emotion in me.
None.
He's just there. Therefore, I say he's boring, and I don't really care about him.
He's just there. Yeah.
You know?
25-time
But
winner.
DeChambeau would be different now. Patrick Reed would be different. I mean, you want good versus bad. In this kind of setting,
Yeah.
that would set it up in golf in a way maybe that we've never seen before.
Yeah, I think worst case scenario for Jay Monahan and the boys, it's Patrick Reed and Bryson DeChambeau going against each other. I think that's a worst case scenario for the tour. Or Dustin Johnson, throw him in that mix. I believe it's not going to happen. If Phil Mickelson's in it, I think people are in. Like I think for that moment, because he's needed the U.S. Open for so long, like 5 second-place finishes. I think if Phil is somehow in it, Liv is at the back of your mind, like you're in. But I think it would be fascinating to see somebody from the Liv Tour dueling with somebody in the PGA Tour. I think that's a best-case scenario for golf. I think if you got Jay Monahan on the lie detector, I think he'd be interested in that as well. Even though he obviously wants a PGA Tour guy to win, I think he'd be fascinated with the storyline there. So I think that would be a good one, but listen, I think Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, the people love are the guys you want to win. The guys that stayed, the guys that openly voiced their opinion about the LIV Tour and why they did not go. I think that would be a perfect scenario for the PGA Tour. Me personally, I love chaos, Brent. Let's see Phil Mickelson win.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not there yet, man. I got this. I'm not ready for one of those guys to win. I'm not rooting for this LIV stuff enough, or not even close. I don't want that. I'm on the Tour side here. I don't want one of those guys winning. But a Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy duel, now that would be something crazy down the stretch on a Sunday. I mean, it would be something like we've never seen. It would feel Ryder Cup-ish. I guess maybe we have seen it.
That would be that's an interesting way to put it. It would feel Ryder Cup-ish.
Because we do, but it's weird. In reverse, we'd all be rooting for Rory.
Yeah.
Not all, but most.
No, most people would. I think it'd be fascinating if you get in a scenario where, just imagine a Patrick Reed, Bryson DeChambeau scenario. Do people leave? Like, are people walking out the gates?
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
Just a boo?
Yeah, nah.
Like, that's a borderline bad situation for the Tour.
That could be a bad situation for the Tour.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst case scenario, but I don't think that's the case. So, how about a fascinating storyline? You got Rory McIlroy, Patrick Reed down the stretch at Brookline, where one of the most famous Ryder Cup moments ever happened. And you've got everything in reverse where the Americans are rooting for the European golfer.
Yeah.
I mean, holy cats, you could do a 30 for 30 on that. Boom.
That would be
like
good.
the next week.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Mm-hmm. Amazing theater and drama for like the golf fan. I'm not sure it would even resonate enough with the casual sports fan, but, man, that would be something.
Yeah, the diehards would be locked in.
That would be something. And so I doubt that's going to happen. I just don't think Patrick Reed's playing well.
No, not good
That's
enough.
the thing. The crazy part about all this, we can create these scenarios, is the reality. The fact of the matter is, the guys that are playing the LIV Golf Tour aren't very good right now. Like, their game is not good right now. Like, they're just not playing well.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to get it. And I'm talking about especially the big-name guys, like even DJ.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be there on Sunday at the end. I don't think Phil. I don't think DeChambeau. I don't think Patrick Reed. I just don't think their game's in a place to get there. Is there any other quiet winner that could be, like, pretty good for the sport of golf? I mean, we talk about that a lot, like, what's good for golf? Right? Be honest with you, it doesn't matter who wins. Golf's got plenty of attention right now. So that in that respect, we don't need this to happen.
Yeah.
But are we missing something? Like, I don't know. If Rahm wins, it's like whatever. I guess if Rory's the face of the tour right now, for him to win would be a huge get.
Yeah, it would. I think Morikawa, obviously Morikawa wins. There's storylines galore with now he has 3, and all 3 being different. I think Will Zalatoris eventually has to win one of these. He's been in contention in a couple majors. He's a sneaky guy. And Victor Hovland is still looking for one as well, so you forget about the young guys. But I think that would be sneaky and sneaky popular. The Morikawa one is interesting because he's not playing well at all. He's been bad, actually, and he's kind of gone away from the normal conversation. But I think if he could find a way to win, that would be game changer, I think, in the way we look at the stars on the tour. Because he'd be 2 full years in and have the U.S. Open, the Open, and the PGA.
Yeah, that'd be something. So we'll see what happens. U.S. Open starts tomorrow, and we'll be all over it, covering it, talking about it, see if any drama unfolds, or maybe it's just darn good golf at the U.S. Open because, hey, it's a major, and that's pretty fun as well. Let's take a break from Davoli's House of Cards. We are live on a Wednesday afternoon. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, and the most exciting baseball player I have said in the game, is being talked about right now as the worst player in the game.
Some would say terrible.
Terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
Can you even say terrible anymore without doing Charles Barkley? Like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, if Middleton was here, he'd play the sound. We haven't.
Well, I know. Like, isn't that what a weird thing.
It's terrible.
Like, does anybody else do that? Like,
That's a good one.
Yeah, Aaron just said Donald Trump fired.
Yeah, you're fired. That's a good one. Arnold, get to the chopper. You don't say it like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, actually, Arnold's got a couple of them, right? Hasta la vista.
I'll be back.
Yeah, and I'll be back, right?
Yeah.
Few of them.
Yeah. Game changer.
But those are
pop
those
culture
are movie.
icon.
Yeah, but those are like that's movie stuff.
That's true.
Right?
Chuck
like
is just
Chuck
talking.
is Chuck.
Yeah. Who else?
Like that is crazy to think of. I don't even know what that's called. Like, but
Chuckism.
But yeah, like you seriously, I don't know if I think 7 out of 10 people who say the word terrible also think terrible.
Yeah, it's true. I would agree.
That is a weird deal. All right, we talk a little baseball. Most exciting player to worst player. Like, is that a real thing? What happened to this guy? I like him.
Not really.
Right now he's terrible.
Terrible.
We'll be back from Davoli's House of Cards on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Hot and humid today, plenty of sunshine. Just an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Highs in the mid to upper 90s. Feel like temperatures near 110. Dropping only into low to mid 70s tonight, and partly sunny with just an isolated afternoon storm tomorrow. Thursday's high will be back up into the mid 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds.
You can always get a bigger, better diamond for less at Beard's Diamonds.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf cart. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com.
Our friends over at Arlington Toyota want to know, what drives you? How about great service? Or what about getting more with your purchase? Then prepare yourself for the drive of a lifetime when you buy from Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty with your purchase, plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. What drives you is what they do at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Today's sponsor is Athletic Greens. With one delicious scoop of AG1 by Athletic Greens, you are consuming 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. I take mine every single morning. I have done so for 3 months now, and I no longer feel that afternoon energy slump anymore, and I actually love how it tastes. I like to mix my AG1 with cold water in my shaker first thing in the morning. It is now part of my daily routine. In fact, it has been. And I love that I'm not taking a bunch of different vitamin pills anymore. It costs less than $3 a day, and it contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, and no nasty chemicals. And AG1 is approved by many professional athletes and trusted health experts such as Tim Ferriss and my guy, Michael Gervais. Athletic Greens is also a climate-neutral certified company, which is awesome. Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first subscription purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/CBSSR. Once again, athleticgreens.com/CBSSR. I absolutely love this product. athleticgreens.com/CBSSR.
At Wendy's, we make breakfast better. Like with our Breakfast Baconator. Better from top to bottom bun. Savory sausage patty? Better. Crispy oven-baked bacon? Better. Fresh cracked egg? Better. The Breakfast Baconator might just be the greatest breakfast sandwich of all time. So you can keep settling for not better, or you can get a better breakfast from Wendy's. Tough choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's better breakfast.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Hey, welcome back to Davoli's House of Cards. Brett Martineau along with Casey Kurtz here on a Wednesday in Jacksonville, Florida. Jaguars break camp, that's the story. And talked a little James Robinson earlier, Laviska Shenault, the depth at wide receiver. Jacksonville Jaguars now break for the summer, come back and game on. We're actually doing a lot of work toward the fall right now, and so are the Jags, although they've been doing that. You know, basically, Doug Peterson, hired in February, got to build his staff, do all the things that get ready for the draft and the combine and the free agency. That took about 2 months. And then when he gets everybody in there, which really happened before the draft, so it's probably about mid-April, he's basically had from mid-April to now, which is 2 months, to instill and kind of install, not just from a playbook standpoint, but what he is all about. Is that enough time? I don't know. I'm sure he'd like more. I'm sure there'll be more familiarity next year when they have him. But it seems like they're off to a good start. I think a lot of that's just natural leadership ability of Doug Peterson. He doesn't have to try to be anything. And I think that's helpful. And also you had a group of people that were starving for something different, which means they were sponges in that setting. You know, they're like, give me something else. You know, because people want something to hold on to. Even if you're like an alpha, You want, if you're that type A personality, you want something to cling on to in that setting, like a team. You want a leader, right? You want to be able to follow somebody, and you're not going to do everything yourself. You don't want to do those things yourself. You want to go play football. And so these players want that, and they want that structure. Doug Peterson, yesterday when we were with him, he actually said that. He's like, hey, listen, we're the old creature of habit, but creature of schedules, and be here, there, and here and there at this time and that time, and we do this certain way. Well, when you are in a situation, which the Jags, I think, were in last year, where you didn't know what that was day to day.
Right.
Because that was a part of it. Don't miss, like, some of this was this toxicity with Urban Meyer. The other part of this, probably the unspoken, and maybe we don't care about it as much, but players do, is this inconsistency and lack of organization, which still is so stunning to me from Urban Meyer. I will wrestle with this for the rest of my life when it comes to the Urban Meyer experiment. How does a man who has that kind of success in college with a team of 100 football players, double the roster, have the success that he had? Yeah, he might have better players than some of the other guys, but have the success that he had, 3 national championships, something few people have ever done in the history of the sport, with being so unorganized. Like, I don't get that part. I don't know how you honestly don't get how you can get to a leadership position almost of any kind. Some people float there, get there for a variety of reasons. But I think from a leadership standpoint, you have to have some organizational communication skills that probably set you apart in most walks of life. And I would think especially in football. I remember this in college. I had a coach for 2 years. He got fired. We brought the next coach in, and I was like, whoa. I was so impressed, like outside his door each day, by the minute was the practice schedule. And I'm like, whoa.
Detailed.
That's different. Now, again, I didn't know if the guy was any good, right, as a coach.
But he had a plan.
But he had a plan, and detailed plan, and like you came there every morning at 8 o'clock and you could see what we were doing today at practice.
You do appreciate that.
You knew what that was, and you're like, wow, okay. Well, then in hindsight, after a couple more years of playing and the success that he had, not only with us, but he's still the coach there, and he's one of the most successful Division II coaches, like in college baseball history. I think that's a big reason for success, his success. Like, I saw that firsthand from, like, in a coaching perspective in my world and my bubble.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really see that in the corporate world because we're not around, like, our leaders to that degree.
Nah.
Like, we see them and know them. They might email. They might look like they can put together a good email or a good presentation. But we don't even know if maybe they had help doing that or whatever. And I would just assume that most people are like that. Well, the head coach of a football team or any team is different. Like, you're seeing them every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are feeding off what they are giving you every day. And I know this for a fact. Like, there were times last year that the Jacksonville Jaguars would come in on a Tuesday and not know what they were doing on Thursday.
It's tough to work out
That
like
wasn't
that.
a very good example because not too many of them come in on Tuesdays. That's the off day in the NFL. But you get my point.
Monday and a Wednesday.
Monday and a Wednesday. Like, that was the scene. Isn't that crazy? Like,
Yeah.
That is that does. I just can't. I can't get that to sink in my mind with the success that Urban had. I just thought at least he'd have that. Now, he might be a jerk. He might be this. He might be that. Might not have known as much football as I thought he knew. Might not have been able to figure out the offense. Might not know who Aaron Donald is.
Had no idea.
All those things. But I would think at least he'd be like this super organizational freak.
Yeah.
To have the level of success that he had. Like, I don't understand how he got as far as he got. And I know people are going to tell me, like, Brent, well, he had Tim Tebow. I'm looking at his jersey right here.
Yeah, it's right
And he
there.
had Aaron Hernandez, and he had Percy Harvin, and he had, like, all these players.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I get it, and I know that's a big part of it. In the college game, that makes a difference, too. But there are a lot of teams with good players that don't win titles. So, I mean, obviously his motivational stuff and those things that did work on the college player must have been the thing that put him over the top, and he had a really good secretary, and he had good coaches around him, I guess, to stay detailed.
Yeah.
Or he changed.
That could be
And
too.
he just wasn't the guy that he was. And that's a possibility, too. And there are some people that I talk to that believe that to be the case. Something different changed about Urban Meyer when he left, like, Ohio State over these last few years.
Yeah.
Just lost his edge, lost his mojo, lost his whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that does happen. It could happen. It's a weird thing to happen. It kind of like feels like kind of you are who you are if you're going to go do that challenge. But maybe it did happen.
Could have.
I'll give you another guy that's losing his edge in a totally different way.
What you got?
If I give you the most exciting players, and don't answer this with the guy that you know I'm going to talk about.
Sure. Okay.
Unless you really believe it.
I don't.
I give you, over the last 5 years, the most exciting player in baseball. You give me...
Probably Ronald Acuna.
I know, a lot of people go there.
Mike Trout.
That's interesting. 2 different ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Trout, you just never know what he's going to just baffle you with.
Yeah, can't miss.
Yeah, like Ohtani's a little bit like that right now, too. But, like, personality-wise, it's not like this flair. Like, Acuna plays with the flair, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you think of when you think exciting. I do, too. That's where my mind goes. Well, I have said for a while that I think I would even put Javi Baez above Acuna. Javi Baez, to me, the guy tags people, and it's a highlight.
He did that one time. Yeah.
No, more than one time.
Well, I know, but everyone's thinking of that one time.
Casey,
yes.
You know baseball well.
I do.
Javi Baez has gone from maybe the most electrifying player in the game to like a nobody.
Just call him terrible like you did in the break that one time.
He's terrible.
There you go. Yeah, it's now granted, some people would say, hey, you went to Detroit, that's where careers go to die.
Nah, that's Miggy. That didn't happen.
Miggy's a Hall of Famer, though.
Javi Baez was
not a Hall of Famer.
Well, who knows if he would have been a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
He's a terrific player.
All right, well, if we're not going to take that point, we will tell you he's hitting 188, 232 on base, OPS plus of 51. Now, the thing about that is last year, 116, right? So this was a guy that had a 116 OPS plus, and dropping to 51 is kind of unfathomable. He was not good in 2020 as last year with the Cubs, but to your point, this is a guy that hit 34 home runs, 111 RBIs one year. So you know that the swing and miss is there with Javi Baez. That's been the thing with him, but it is surprising to see him be this bad to the point where you can't even put him in the lineup.
I mean, I got to go over these stats again. Right now, he's a negative WAR.
Yeah, negative. You can't put him out there.
Negative.
You're better off by not playing him. That's what negative WAR means. You are more likely to win if Javi Baez does not play.
So let's go back to I'm going to go back to 2019.
Okay.
With the Cubs. So he's like, the year prior you brought up 111 ribbies, 34 homers, right?
Mm-hmm. He was great.
He was, I mean, by the way, super slick in the field. Mm-hmm. Like, again, the tags are unbelievable. 290 hitter. He goes the next year, 281 hitter, 85 ribbies, 29 homers, 38 doubles. Pretty good. He had 20 less games, too. Almost got hurt a little bit there that year. So he's aged 26 at that time. In 2020, it's the shortened year, right? So it's a weird year for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's 203, but everything's a little strange. They had the lockout.
Mm-hmm.
You can give him a bit of a pass, I think. In 21, he plays 140 games between Chicago and the Mets, and he had some good moments with the Mets when he went over there.
He did.
He had 184 strikeouts that year.
Yeah, he strikes out.
Wow. I mean, that's like
bad.
That's like
too
Gallo
much.
Strikeout.
Oh, yeah. It's on the same level.
But
Except he doesn't walk.
But he hit
Gallo walks.
He hit 265. He had 28 walks.
That's
He hit 265 that year. But he did have 31 home runs and still had 87 RBI, 18 doubles, 18 stolen bases.
Mm-hmm.
It was on bases 319. His OPS is 813. That's very good, right? You want to be in the 800s?
Yeah.
So that's 21. So even last year, again, with 2 different spots, like he's not awful.
He played well. I mean, the Mets gave up something to get him. Pete Crow Armstrong was the guy they gave up, and he was a first-round pick for them a couple years back.
He's now hitting 188 in 50 games.
Not a small sample size.
He's got 3 homers and 16 RBIs.
Yeah.
He struck out 53 times in 50 games, which means he's on pace for about $170. And Hubris brought it up. His on-base percentage is 232.
Yeah.
232 is bad now.
It's horrible. He doesn't walk.
His lowest on – he's got a career OBP of 302. So that will show you how bad it
Which is not good, yeah.
His career at batting average is 260. He's hitting 188. His OBP, 302. It's 232. His OPS, career 768. It's 519. 519. What's happened to Javi Baez? I mean, he's only 29 years old.
He's been the same player the whole time. He never walks. You can't be good in this day and age and not walk. And he can't identify pitches. Like, he's never done it. He swings as hard as he possibly can every time. And if it happens to hit the bat, it's probably going to be a good outcome. But most of the time, it doesn't hit the bat. And that's where the struggle has been with Javi Baez. He does not make enough contact. He doesn't walk. There's a lot of problems with that. But now it's caught up to him to the point where he just can't get going. And I'm serious when I say if your WAR is negative, you have a better chance to win if he does not play. The Tigers just paid hundreds of millions of dollars for this guy, and they're better off not playing him.
What was the contract?
I think it was 5,100 something.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so.
So $20 million a year?
Something like that, yeah.
Is that it? That's all you got, $20 million?
Let me look it up.
It's
definitely 5.
So,
maybe it's 5,125. Hold on.
Weird. Like, I don't know what happens to a player. I do think this. He is so electrifying and almost feels like I could see with a player like him, he feeds off his own energy. So if he's playing well, then maybe, like, it just snowballs. Right?
6,140.
So he got $140 million.
But there's an out, luckily, it's an opt-out after 23.
I'm going to give you something
else.
He
ain't opting out.
How real would this be? Do you think players... He played in Chicago, electric every night. Played with New York, electric most nights.
Yeah.
I know that even when they struggle, maybe not as much, but it's New York.
Sure.
Played in Chicago and New York. It's kind of to your point. He's playing where like dreams go to die right now.
Yes.
Detroit's been a very good organization in years past, but they're just not good.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's a little bit of it. Like,
Probably.
I wonder if he just can't get jazzed up to play because he is a performer. Like, he's more than a player.
That's a good point.
You know, think about like if you went and watched Billy Joel at Gillette Stadium in front of 75,000.
He's going to be ready to go.
He's going to be jazzed up, man, and put on a show. You go watch Billy Joel, and it's at Gillette Stadium, but only 20,000 show up. He's probably not going to be as geeked up for that performance.
It's probably not going to be all gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
You know, but that's actually a fair point. And you made the case about Miguel Cabrera. I find that different, but I think the Tigers, when they've gotten people to come to their team, it hasn't always worked out, and this is another case of that. You have to overpay to get guys to come. Obviously, Javi Baez did not sign right away in the offseason, so there was struggle getting that contract. The Tigers go to make that move, and it doesn't work out. So I think there is a fair point there. The Tigers have a nice stadium. There used to be a Ferris wheel in there. I don't even know if they still have it, but I definitely have been on the Ferris wheel inside Comerica Park.
Proud franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not just like this low franchise, but
they suck.
When they're bad, they're bad.
They're not
right
good.
Now they're
yes,
bad.
They're very bad.
And I just wonder about that. Like I'm trying to equate that to other players. I don't know. Baseball's a weird game now. Baseball, it's a long season. It's a mental game.
Yeah.
And so again, I take a player like Javi Baez. Here's where I think it's different for Miguel Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera, to your point,
great.
is just better, right?
Yeah.
He's a better player, but he's also more of a cerebral player. He's not flashy. He's not. You know, he's just going to go play. And I feel like there could be one person in the stands or 1 million people in the stands, and Miguel Cabrera's performance is probably going to be the same.
I'd agree.
I just wonder if Javi Baez plays to a different. I wonder if Ronald Acuna could do as well in Detroit as he's doing in Atlanta.
Maybe
Where
not.
Atlanta, they're filling it up. They're coming off a World Series. There's excitement. There's a good team there.
Yeah.
I think there's a human element to that with Baez. I'm not making an excuse for him, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't. But
something's wrong.
Something is not right with Baez, and I think baseball loses a little bit. Kind of said this with Manny Machado, and I think we say this a lot with Trout. It's not the Angels' fault. It's not San Diego's fault. Like, those are teams that have good players, have built good players, but they're West Coast teams. They get lost in the shuffle. Different story for a team like Detroit. Like, they're just bad.
Yeah.
And so, like, Miguel Cabrera never got the branding notoriety that he deserved because they were bad. And he was with the Marlins before that. They were good once or twice, but other than that, they were bad.
Yeah.
I think, like, you lose that. Some of these players just need that vibe, man. And he might have picked the wrong place to go.
Yeah, and, you know, it's that, and then there's the thing that I've never understood about facing Javi Baez. Throw him 4 balls out of the zone, he's going to swing.
He will.
Like, force him to walk. You know what I mean? If I'm pitching against Javi Baez, I'm saying you're walking or striking out. Not because I'm scared that you're going to hit a home run off of me, but I know you're going to swing at bad pitches.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
So maybe that just is more relevant now.
We're live at Davoli's House of Cards. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Football at 5 on the horizon, just around the corner here on a Wednesday.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jacks and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jacks to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
This man has just entered the gas price madness zone, pushed over the edge by skyrocketing gas prices. The remedy? Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you just say there's a free app I can get that'll actually pay me cash back on every gallon of gas I buy?
Yes. Escape the gas price madness zone with the Upside app and earn real cash back on every gallon of gas you buy.
Yeah. Enough of the theatrics. Just tell me more about this Upside app.
Okay, it's super easy. Just download the free app and use it whenever you buy gas. Upside users can earn hundreds of dollars in cash back.
Wow, thanks, announcer guy. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PICK for an extra 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PICK for a 25 cents per gallon or more bonus on your first tank.
It's another hot one out there, so stay hydrated in this most active season of the year. It's summertime, so if you like to go ride your bike or go for a run, maybe it's play golf, it's a good time of year to do it. Just make sure you drink a lot of water. And if you have joint pain, you can't live like you want to live and do all those things pain-free. Hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain. It all creeps in, and it sucks the fun out of living. QC Kinetics is helping people get the fun back with advanced regenerative treatments from local medical professionals. Get a free in-office consultation, 904-274-5522. Just call them at 904-274-5522 for a free in-office consultation. Regenerative medicine is the hottest thing going. It's basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body, highly concentrated, then putting them into your aching joints. We're talking about no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Just call 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522 for a free in-office consultation from QC Kinetics.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Let me ask you something. Are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no, so then let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJacksDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJacksDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf cart. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. Action Sports Shacks, Dream18.com.
O'Reilly. Get ready for summer vacation now at O'Reilly Auto Parts with up to a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase select Superstart batteries. With the power, performance, and reliability your vehicle demands, Superstart batteries are made to deliver long life and consistent starts. Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Today on Hey Culligan, soft water, cleaner environment. What do you say, Greg?
Hey Culligan, are you saying if I have a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, I'm also helping the environment?
It sounds like you're saying it, Greg, and yes, you are, because with the Culligan high-efficiency water softener, you'll use less detergent, soap, and harsh chemicals, and that's good for the planet.
Now you're saying it.
You bet I am, Greg. Soft water and a cleaner environment is already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
The Stadium Tour is coming to TIAA Bank Field on Saturday, July 2nd, and ESPN 690 has your tickets to see the tour starring Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and Poison. Visit the contest page at ESPN690.com and register to win tickets.
By Gonzalez, his fourth stop of the night. Ball still on the far side. De La Torre back into the middle. There's Jordan Morris. There's the tying goal. Right at 90 minutes, Jordan Morris' first goal since his second torn ACL has tied the game.
Oh, bring us back, baby, with that. Bring us back, Casey Kurtz, live from Davoli's House of Cards.
Hey, man. It's exciting stuff right there. That was all for a draw, though. That goal in injury time last night for the United States men's, all it counted for was a draw. Like, that was not the game winner. That was just to not lose. Jordan Morris, though, great story, by the way, the guy that scored the goal. You heard it there on the Fox broadcast, but 2 ACLs.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild. I mean, that's tough stuff. I honestly had no idea. Like, what did last night's game mean?
Nothing.
It was a friendly?
No, it was like but for lack of a better term, nothing.
It meant nothing.
That meant nothing. It meant that Greg Berhalter had more of a look of guys he wants to play in the World Cup because, Brent, they don't play again until Qatar in the World Cup. The U.S. will not play again.
That's the last time they play.
Yes, they will not play again. Unless something gets scheduled, but it's been treated as they will not play again.
Okay, so
until October.
The question I saw on social media, and then I saw the field.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they play
Why
on
did
that
they play?
surface, man? I mean,
great question.
Why would you risk injury in a game that meant nothing with all this coming up?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could have been. I saw that on social media where a lot of people, like I know,
it was
there are
horrible.
A lot of folks. It's funny. There's a lot of Jags Twitter, football Twitter that is into the U.S. men's national team as well, and I saw that and I was like, man, I got to check this out. What the heck are these guys talking about? And then I saw it. I was like, holy cow! What
the
are
Mud
they
Bowl.
doing?
Yeah, it was horrible. Better question: why did Christian Pulisic play 90 minutes? It doesn't make any – well, they needed a goal. But it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, why did they play? I mean, it wasn't a friendly, so they had to play. But it was a very – it was gross, for lack of a better term. They shouldn't – they had no choice right at the game started. The conditions were awful. If you haven't seen the videos, like, go look it up. Their jerseys were literally completely mud because the U.S. wore white. And it was just a bad situation. The U.S. gets out with a draw, so that's a good thing. Nobody really gets hurt. Had a couple of red cards in that game. It actually did get ugly from a fighting aspect. Tyler Adams threw a guy to the ground, which was sick. Areola gets thrown out with a red card. So there were some chippy moments in the game for sure, but the conditions were dangerous, and they're lucky to get out without somebody like Christian Pulisic getting hurt.
How much will the fever raise coming up in the next couple months for this, or will it be like, boom, here it is?
It's probably for the casual boom, here it is.
Yeah, that's what
because they won't play again. There's no real build-up. That was technically the send-off, and it was gross.
Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, we're talking. We're talking a long way away before they will play again. So yeah, it's kind of it's weird. Like, for lack of a better term, it's weird that they won't play again, but they won't, and that's kind of where it is. There's still decisions that need to be made. I don't think anybody's fully comfortable saying who's going to be the keeper for the United States because we don't know, and we won't know until it's happening. And obviously a roster will be announced. 3 keepers will be on it likely, but we won't know who's starting until they run out there.
MLS and Apple TV. You think this is a big deal? Good move?
You would think I think it's a good move because I wanted to bring it up. No, I hate it actually.
Really?
Right? So here's my thing with why I don't like it. It's a huge move for the MLS. By the way, people might not understand this. The MLS, as of 3 years ago, flew commercial. Right? This is a major sport. It's the biggest sport in the world. It's not the biggest sport in our country. But they flew not – and I know people will feel a certain type of way about that, but nobody else is flying commercial.
They're flying like the Ashland University baseball team to a spring trip.
Yeah, and there were multiple occasions where I was at Orlando Airport getting autographs of an MLS team because they flew commercial, right? So this is within the last 2 years, finally got to the point where they're flying on jets, and now they signed this massive deal. It's great for the revenue of the league, right? The MLS needs the money, and that part is cool. The part that's not cool for me is it's Apple TV, right? Not everybody has that.
You don't.
I don't. And I'm fine with not watching the MLS, but I think when you look at a sport that is consistently looked at in our country as obviously not the pinnacle, what a way to grow the game than put it behind a paywall. You know what I mean? Baseball has the same problem that, like, baseball has a lot of games on Apple TV right now. Fun fact, I can't watch the Rays here in Jacksonville with YouTube TV. YouTube TV doesn't have a deal with Bally, and if they're on, like, somewhere else, like if I were to buy the MLB package, it's blocked out because I'm too close. So baseball has the same problem where it's like, hey, grow the game. Nah, we're too worried about this. So the MLS, they do a good thing for their
They really did need the money.
Yeah, they needed the money.
Like baseball.
Yeah, they needed the money absolutely, but you're not going to get young kids involved and interested and make fans of some of these players because now you've put it behind an Apple TV paywall. So I'm glad that it happened for the league, but I hate the way that it happened. I wish this deal comes from like a CBS or a Fox or something like that, which obviously some of the matches are on now, which they're also not that easy to find on FS1 and spots like that. But I hate that it had to be Apple TV, and unfortunately won't probably help grow the game here in the United States that much, but I guess time will tell. But on the surface, I hate it for the younger fans that you're trying to grow the game for.
Yeah, it is interesting, that younger fan, though, is getting away from your normal TV and finding Apple TV, right? So, we don't know where that sits, but it still feels like a stigma of sorts. It does feel like it's hard to grow it if it's just not boom out for you. Much like we just talked about PGA Tour and Live Golf.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, you still have to go to YouTube and find it. Not everybody does that. YouTube's doing really, 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 really well.
Yeah.
Okay? But not everybody does. So if you want the casuals to come in and see it, do you still have to make it available?
Yeah. I think it's also like a hard sell, right? Like if you're literally a kid and you want to watch soccer and your parents don't have Apple TV, like
you're
how
not talking your parents into
No, you're not. To watch the MLS, you're not. And it's crazy but it's not that the EPL is on NBC and readily available. You can find it during season, but now the games that are played in your country are going to be more difficult to find than the EPL. EPL is obviously more prestigious, but still, if you want to grow it here and make fans, I think it's a tough sell. You do what you got to do, but I don't love it.
Maybe it's part of a bigger, longer plan to get financially stable to the point where then they could do it, showcase it, and do that. But I agree with you. I mean, it's not like there's not a lot of parents turning kids onto soccer.
No,
it's more kids turning
100%.
Either themselves or their parents onto soccer. So, yeah, they're not going to pay for those subscriptions. Interesting point. All right, we'll be back. Football at 5 of a different kind. Football, meaning the pigskin. Live from Davoli's House of Cards, and why it's such a big night here at Davoli's House of Cards. That's coming up on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Get a $1,000 bonus when you pre-order the all-new 3-row 2022 Acura MDX SUV at your First Coast Acura dealers. Shop market-leading APR offers and pre-order savings at firstcoastaccuradealers.com. Shop loyalty appreciation offers.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
This man has just entered the gas price madness zone, pushed over the edge by skyrocketing gas prices. The remedy? Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you just say there's a free app I can get that'll actually pay me cash back on every gallon of gas I buy?
Yes. Escape the gas price madness zone with the Upside app and earn real cash back on every gallon of gas you buy.
Yeah. Enough of the theatrics. Just tell me more about this Upside app.
Okay, it's super easy. Just download the free app and use it whenever you buy gas. Upside users can earn hundreds of dollars in cash back.
Wow, thanks, announcer guy. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PICK for an extra 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PICK for a 25 cents per gallon or more bonus on your first tank.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? Keep your engine at its best with clean oil from Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Got an older vehicle? Use Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic High Mileage. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of either with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for $36.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,000 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Loyalty restrictions apply.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau.
Hey, welcome back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN at 690. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton in the house for football at 5 and Action Sports Jacks OT coming up on ESPN 690. What's up, Middleton?
Hey, man.
How you doing today?
I can't complain.
How's the vending machine business?
Well, I can't tell you. I haven't been there in a week. I had to go tomorrow at some point before I come in here and go into work.
I haven't asked you, like, in a month, though, so.
Oh, it's been good. Yeah, it's been good, man. Definitely with school being out, more people going around shopping. People like to, cool off.
I like it.
They like to get a bit of snacks in their belly before they go to an actual restaurant, as we tend to do in the U.S., so.
That's fair.
We do that. We like snacks.
Yeah, snacks are good.
Snacks are good.
Specifically M&M with the peanut kind.
Oh, I tell you what, I like them.
Those are a hot seller?
Yeah.
I would think like anything chocolate would be hard to sell this time of year in Florida.
Because it melts, right? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Yeah. I don't know.
No, but is it? Like it does well? I mean,
Yeah.
vending machines are inside, so I understand that. There's probably AC.
Yeah. Well, I don't like it per se. I don't like that particular type of M&M, but yeah, it's always either low or out. So
Our problem it's either low or out, which means it's selling pretty well.
yeah.
I don't know if we've done this before though. Is that the seller? Is that the number one seller? Or is it like a bag of chips or what? Or is it crackers?
It depends. It's between, as far as candy, it's between that and Reese's right now.
Like Reese's Pieces or Reese's Peanut Butter Cup?
The peanut butter cup.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the
You
pieces
don't have
at all.
pieces.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, by the way. Those are gross.
You know, I'm not top notch like that yet, man. The different types of Reese's, like, I'm not quite there yet. Potato chip wise, it's between the cheddar sour cream and, believe it or not, just the basic Lay's, like in a little yellow bag. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Just
Lay's,
one.
the OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how about now? Do you do drinks as well or just snacks?
I just have snacks right now.
Just the snacks.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, remember they used to come? I don't know if they have this at work. Last time I see vending machines, by the way, it's always at work.
Yeah.
I'm in the break room.
I use them frequently.
Both in radio and TV. But do they? Remember they used to put like the Wrigley gum and the Lifesavers and stuff
Oh, yeah.
in there?
Yeah.
Like, do you do that?
Yeah, people definitely have that. I don't do that.
You don't do
Mine's
that.
real basic. This is my first one. I feel like as I continue to progress, if I do, I'll be able to do a wide variety of things. What I really want to do, the next level, I want to get into a grocery store and get this vending machine that actually juices the fruit for you. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That's fascinating.
It's a bit expensive.
It's a vending blender.
Yeah?
You need an investor?
We should get a team like
we'll
vending
talk.
machine. Yeah.
We'll
talk, Brent. I keep forgetting that your net worth is, LeBron worthy. So I like.
No, hear me out on this.
Yeah.
This is a good idea. We get a team vending machine and we wrap it with the ESPN 690 logo.
I don't know if we'd be it. We have to check on permission. But
From who?
Probably ESPN. I don't know if you're allowed.
Okay, Action Sports Checks.
Yeah, maybe we do that.
No, I say
I
we
like it.
It's like a team vending machine. It's free advertising and we make money.
Can I put my face on it?
Sure. Yeah, you can put your face on
No,
it.
you can put yours too, but I just want mine on it.
We should put all of our faces on it too.
Wait, listen, I
we'll
wanna be
give
on
you
a
your.
vending
I don't want fame.
We'll give you your own.
Come on,
yeah,
Middleton,
I
you
just
want
want the
your face on a
resources.
vending machine.
No, we'll put.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll put Brett on one side, and then we'll put me and Brian on the other side. So you get your own side.
Wow.
I like that. Listen, I've told the story.
I knew you would.
I told the story before. Now, this might qualify. Like my dad told me, he's like, listen, you haven't made it unless you're on the side of a bus.
Have you been on a bus?
No, so I haven't made it yet.
We could make that happen.
I know.
Not in Jacksonville, but there are other buses.
Because like when I was growing up as a kid, you'd see like the news team on a bus. Like that used to be a thing. Like I think I've seen it in Jacksonville like once, but it's not a thing anymore. But when I was growing up, you'd see that a lot. You know, you see billboards occasionally.
I feel like I see Morgan & Morgan on there all the time.
Now the lawyers have the buses.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, don't they? But they used to. So my dad, like when I first got in the business, like, well, know you made it when you're on a bus.
That's tough.
And I'm like, well, I haven't been on a bus. But hey, Middleton.
Yo.
If I went back home and said my mug is on a vending machine,
You've made it.
I
Son,
might
you have made it.
I might make Dad proud.
We should do this. We should get a team vending machine. Where are we going to put it, though?
Yeah, that's the
You
question.
said that, like, what do you have to? Obviously, you got to get permission with like Publix or Winn-Dixie or something like that. But
Right.
It's a supermarket, right?
That's the trick. That's the sales part. But you know what, Brent? Like, you're a salesman.
Yeah.
as well
as
being the GOAT of Jacksonville sports media, you're a salesman on top of that. So, you know.
I like where we're going here. We have to have another team meeting. The rest of this shouldn't come out on air, probably.
Yeah, somebody's going to take our idea.
Yeah.
Like, so you know there's going to be vending machines from those other people.
I like this idea. You know what's really funny is you were talking about this. You're like, I'm real basic right now, but I'm thinking about this. And the way you were talking about it, it looked like you were putting together this master plan that you were presenting in this setting, right? To like, maybe it's like all these investors.
The Shark Tank.
Yeah, right? You're in this thing. And then all of a sudden it's like, what are you talking about? Vending machines.
Hey, man.
It's like, okay, yeah.
It could be
wasn't
lucrative.
Expecting that. But we're talking about vending machines. I love it, man. You have turned me on to the vending machine business.
Hey,
I'm
man.
telling you.
It's enough for everybody. Everybody eats.
We can put a stranglehold on Jacksonville Sports Radio and Jacksonville Vending Supplies.
You know, hey, here's the deal. This would be the big win.
Oh, boy.
I want to own the vending machine that's in the other sports station.
Oh, you petty. I like it.
That's good.
That's a level of petty that's different.
Could you imagine?
That would be hashtag mental warfare, man.
Could you imagine with our faces on it?
Well, you can't. No, they know that. You can't put.
No, that's better.
They wouldn't sign up for that.
Sure, they would. At some point, somebody's giving in for the peanut M&Ms.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't sign up for that. But
okay, put it on the bottom so they don't know. But low key.
Man, I'd put my name like on the bottom of it to say, hey. I'd call over and be like, hey, look right here. Who owns that thing? That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Someone has to go in and service it every week, you know.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that would be interesting too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looking at your enemies like that.
Not sure I'm allowed back in the building. For that, Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton. Thanks for joining our vending machine business. If you're an interested investor, let us know.
You know where to get at us.
You know how to find us. Football at 5. You found a NFL Live, was it, talking about Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, so NFL Live yesterday, it was Mina Kimes and Swagoo. What is his real name? Marcus Spears. Marcus Spears talking about Trevor Lawrence. They it's a couple minutes long, pretty much. You know what? I'll just let you listen to it. I think that'd be easier than me describing it, right? Right, Brent?
Yeah, let's hear
Okay,
it.
I'm just confirming.
Yeah, especially because, Laura, no matter how you slice it, Trevor Lawrence ranked amongst the worst quarterbacks in the NFL last year. Now, granted, that's so was also the case with Zach Wilson and Justin Fields, so he's certainly not alone in that regard. But watching him, I think what struck me the most was how little trust he had in the offense, both the play calling and the skill players. And frankly, a lot of that was fair, given what we saw from them. But when you watch it, you also saw him passing up at times on easy completions underneath, forcing the ball down the field, which led to some pretty untimely turnovers. So what I want to see is for him to look like he's playing on easy mode. I want Doug Peterson, who of course has a great history of working with young quarterbacks, to hold his hand a little bit. Take the easy stuff. You don't have to play hero ball because that alone will give him a big leap forward after what we saw last year.
That's why I love doing television with my sister MK, because there's so many things I want to talk about that you just said, because it lends itself to the incompetence that was in the building. And MK, you know, like being a former player, one of the results of not understanding what your job is you press. And you think you need to make big plays and overcompensate for what you're not being taught in the adverse situations that you're being put in. And that's where Trevor Lawrence was. To your point, I want to see him take the easy stuff. I want to see him just play under control. And we've all, I think, believed that Doug Peterson will get him to that point, but also allow him to be the phenomenal athlete that he is. Allow him to show that big arm, set up plays, and give him opportunities to take his shots as you bring in Christian Kirk, who is a guy that has thrived on the deep ball. Allow Trevor Lawrence and what we thought about him as the number 1 overall pick coming out of Clemson, allow us to see a lot of glimpses of that. Allow him to play free, but also allow him to play within structure, because the incompetence that he was around last year didn't allow him to do any of that. So I'm just looking forward to him having a resurgence. Wipe the slate clean, erase everything that happened last year, and allow this to be his real rookie year in the NFL.
That's Mina and Marcus, NFL Live, talking about Trevor Lawrence. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton. Some interesting thoughts there, okay? And one thing that Marcus just said is impossible to do. You don't erase. I don't care. You can try all you want. Don't even waste your time. There's a level of scar tissue. It's what you do with that scar tissue. Do you turn that into a positive and say those are learning experiences and I'm not going to make that mistake again? But you're not going to forget about it. You're going to be in these situations. The Jags are going to, heck, they're going to lose the first game of the year and they're going to be like, oh, man, what the heck? Like, I did this before. We didn't win again. Like, whatever it might be. You're going to make a mistake down the field where you should have dropped to something underneath, but you forced it because you thought you had the big. That's going to happen his entire career. So you can't just erase all of last year. You've got to, in turn, use the positives from last year in a positive way going forward, because the Jags are not looking at this as his rookie season. He played 17 games.
He did.
That is a lot of experience, and under a different kind of stress. when we talk about Blaine Gabbert, we talk about Blake Bortles, we talk about, like, I think it was 50-plus sacks for both of those guys. They got hammered in the pocket. They got crushed. They were under duress, stress. Well, Trevor Lawrence wasn't under that kind of duress and stress. He didn't get beat up. He got hit hard a couple of times, but that was about it. He got beat up mentally. He got not nurtured, not put in a situation to be successful as a young player in the NFL with all that on his shoulders. So Doug already is doing a good job of that, I believe, but this is not his rookie year. You have to take those circumstances and either turn them around or use them in an advantageous way. And I think this kid has the moxie, the smarts, the tools, the confidence to be able to do all that because he's been such a winner and such a big-time player, and he's naturally gifted in so many areas. The other part of that conversation was Mina Kimes talking about underneath.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got that from last year watching it. I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying I don't know if I said at the end of the year I was like, damn, if he had just taken more underneath stuff, the Jags would have been better.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I do remember a lot of underneath throws that were not accurate. That could have – I mean, I can clearly see three in my head where cross in the middle and we miss it somehow. Like the throw's just not there. So
some of those plays we thought was maybe LaVisca.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? But we asked those questions to your point.
There were definitely a decent amount of plays that we were like, okay, there's something should have happened here. And I think that plays into it, right? If you're going to take the underneath throw, let's at least complete it.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that plays into that. But yeah, to your point, I don't remember exactly like I don't remember saying, dang, if we take this underneath and this underneath, we might win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think here's what the Jags believe, though,
but,
and I think this is why Mina Kimes might not be wrong. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say there were some times that we did look at it and say he's forcing that throw.
And that's in the mistakes, right? And we're going to pick apart the mistakes. And I think in the first half of the year especially, you might have been able to label him as trying to do too much. You might have been – he was pushing the ball down the field. See, I find this irony in all of it. When we're going through stuff like that, there's two things. I think in the last couple of years, I think this happened with Minshew as well, where they were like fans and a lot of the media, stop throwing the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Well, for 10 years around here, we asked them to throw the ball because all they did was run on first down, 2nd and 10. They ran on 3rd and 5. We're like, what the hell are you doing? Will you throw the ball as a passing league? Well, then they throw with Minshew, and they don't run the ball enough in some spots. And I remember that being a little bit of a topic, like, please run the ball. It's like, this is weird. We're asking them to run the ball. Well, now last year with Trevor, we're asking him, please, Trevor, don't throw it deep.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, we're looking for somebody for the last 12 years, 15 years to be able to throw the ball down the field, and we're telling Trevor, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. No, you're doing too much of that. Like, there's this weird, like, psychology and dynamic and irony in all of this here in Jacksonville, telling that guy who's got the arm talent, who's trying to make big plays, throw it down the field in today's NFL, which is a happening thing, to say, wait a minute, reel that back in. Can you just give us the 5-yard dump-off pass?
Yeah.
The captain check-down stuff that we used to get mad about, now we want him to go back to. So there's, like, I just play that in my mind. I'm like, this is weird. But I don't think Mina Kimes in this instance is wrong.
Yeah.
I think his mistakes came from when he did try to do it too much, which means you got to pick your spots. You got to know when to do it. You got to know when to airmail one out of bounds and live another day. The one thing the Jags would like Trevor Lawrence to do, they're very comfortable with Trevor. They are all in on Trevor. They believe in Trevor. This regime does. They see all the gifts that everybody saw. They kind of think it's amazing that he, I think, got through what he got through last year in a lot of respects. They would like to, pretty much in their words, eliminate the one big mistake.
Yeah.
And when you throw 17 turnovers, you're making, about a mistake a game.
Yeah.
In that respect. It didn't work out that way. He didn't make like any mistakes against Indianapolis, and he threw a lot of mistakes against New England.
When you say the one big mistake, I think fumble against Indianapolis.
And the fumble against the first time in Indianapolis.
I mean, you avoid that, you might literally have another win.
Yeah.
You know?
Or the wrong read. Like, we don't know what the one big mistake usually means turnover. But it might be the wrong read. Like, he might have just missed the guy. And there were some diagrams and people that broke down the games and said, man, if he had thrown it here, he had this. That's part of being a young player, I think. I think you see that in a lot of guys. I also would say this. There was a time last year, and New England comes to mind for me, and it was another game too, and I can't remember which one, but New England definitely comes to mind, where I think there was a point where all this stuff.
Oh, it was Tennessee, I bet.
I think it was Tennessee, you're right. It was all this stuff on Trevor that he had handled so well, really, for a young player, and we applauded him for it. And he threw a pick, and then he threw a pick. And when he threw that third pick, he basically said as he was throwing that third pick, I don't give a damn who catches this ball. I'm chucking it. And it was like there were a couple of moments, Tennessee, you're exactly right, and New England, I felt that. I felt like there were these frustrating moments like, I don't care if I throw another pick. I don't care what happens on this play, but I'm
doing it.
I'm letting it out. And I'm letting it rip. And that was his sign of frustration. He would be less frustrating when he talked to the media after the game or whatever. But to me, that was his biggest sign of being frustrated with the situation. And you could see it. I thought it jumped out at us. And those particular instances, it's like, I don't give a damn if they talk about me for the next week throwing 3 or 4 picks. I don't care.
I'm chucking.
I'm just chucking it. And there was also another time where Trevor said, because he had stacked the turnovers early on a little bit too much, more than they wanted, of course, and the numbers weren't shaken out. Remember, it took a while to get to that 10th touchdown, right? Well, he got to a point where he was less willing to just, in his words, let it rip and go play because he didn't want to make a mistake. Most dangerous thing I think I've seen quarterbacks in this franchise do. Just play, man. Just let it go. And if you throw picks, you throw picks, but let it go. Because you're not using your tool set, your skills of what got you here if you don't just go play. You got to play a little bit in this game with no fear. There's a difference between being not afraid and being stupid.
True.
You got to play smart. But I hope we see a little more Trevor playing with no fear and all this confidence that he's built over his entire playing career than, oh, no, I don't want to make that mistake. I always thought that was the worst part of the Blaine and Blake era is when people are like, you can't make mistakes, you can't make mistakes, you can't make mistakes. It's very much equivalent to what I say about a kid that's up to the plate hitting. It's like, don't swing at the curveball, don't miss this, don't do that. Well, what the hell? I mean,
too much going on.
What kind of frame of mind are you putting these guys in if for the all week you beat in, don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake? Well, you're not going to just go play.
You can't play freely like that.
You can't play football and you can't play any sport. And be great and utilize your gifts if that's your mentality of play. And so just let him go play, and hopefully his experience, both last year and the growth this year, and Doug putting him in a better situation this year, will allow him naturally to not make as many mistakes, have more success, play more with confidence, all those things. But truly, the one area they would like to see him improve in down there is basically just don't make that one key mistake. Keep them in the football game so you live another day and have a chance at the end. If you make the key mistake, now you're down 2 scores and you have no chance. That's the big key. So it'll be a lot to see in year 2 for Trevor Lawrence. Some good insight there on NFL Live. We'll be back. Action Sports Chats on ESPN 690. We're live at Davoli's House of Cards here on a Wednesday.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly clear and warm tonight, dropping only into the 70s. A hot Thursday with partly to mostly sunny skies, only an isolated inland storm. Most areas will be dry as temperatures get back into the mid-90s in the afternoon. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards has higher quality diamonds for less money than any other store.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters filters accept water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons, except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
The new Callaway Rogue ST irons have been built to be their longest irons ever for every type of golfer. Starting with Rogue ST Max, they're most universal because of its incredible combination of speed, forgiveness, and performance. For true players, Rogue ST Pros built with a hollow body construction and a compact player shape. Finally, Callaway's best game improvement models, Max OS and Max OS Lite, deliver total forgiveness with high, easy launch. The light irons coming in a lightweight package. Get your Rogue STs at CallawayGolf.com/GoRogue.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors. Gorilla Glue, of course. Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong, 100% waterproof, and bonds virtually everything. Gorilla Glue, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Grammer. Wounded Warrior Project supports injured veterans by connecting them with fellow warriors, by serving them through mental health and wellness programs, and by empowering them to live on their own terms. No one should face a battle alone. Join us at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Hey, welcome back to Davoli's House of Cards here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 on a Wednesday. By the way, big day here at Davoli's House of Cards. They've got a big break coming up tonight with the Flawless. Yeah, Casey's confirming. Yeah, you got that right. I know I got it right. Flawless is out. The new Flawless, I guess it is. Now I really know what I'm talking. Sound like I know what I'm talking about, right? I know this. I did like a little promo spot for social media, and I was around $40,000 of cards, and I'm going to go to somebody tonight, some people tonight, and so that should be a lot of fun. It's a big night around here. You can feel it. Feel a little intensity in the air here at Davoli's House of Cards as they're ready for that. But I had people buzzing me about this Flawless stuff yesterday, and then got in today and asked Casey about it, and Davoli's all geeked up about it and fired up about it. So I guess the card world is buzzing about that. By the way, what is that? That's 9 cards in a, what you call a box. Is that good enough? Yeah, box, or it's actually in a briefcase, a gold briefcase. 9 cards for $10,000. So that's how valuable the cards are. So some good stuff in there, including some Trevor Lawrence, perhaps. Maybe even an auto Trevor. It'll be a lot of fun tonight here at Davoli. So we'll tell you how that shakes out. That's the big story here at Davoli's House of Cards. Let me tell you about iCryo down here in St. Johns County as well. Heck of a day with all this heat to go in the cryotherapy chamber and cool off. But there are other reasons for that, too, not just to get cooled off, because you'll get really cold in there for a few minutes. But it also makes the body feel good and heals the body, and that is the reason to go to iCryo in St. Johns County, the pavilion at Durbin Park. They got cryotherapy. They've got red light therapy. They've got the saunas. You can heat up in the saunas. You got the compression, IV infusions, and body sculpting. They've got some fantastic deals for Father's Day. So I know how this works. You're looking for something for Dad, and you're running out of time, and you have no good ideas because, listen, dads are hard to buy for. We know how that goes. Well, how about the Daddy Package? 10 lifestyle services for $199. That is like half off the usual lifestyle service. Big Daddy package, you'll save even more for 20 lifestyle services, and they have a Mac Daddy package as well for 30 lifestyle services. And again, the lifestyle services at iCryo are the red light therapy, the sauna, the cryotherapy, the compression. Recover from an athletic event, recover from your daily lifestyle, elevate your lifestyle at iCryo in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz going to head back up to the station for Action Sports Jack's OT. Brian Middleton pushing all the buttons back in the studios right now. All right, Middleton, we got a little cash it or trash it. What you think?
We do have cash it or trash it. Brent, do you need any of the instructions, man?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, that was
I know how
quick.
this game works.
Okay. Well, all right.
I'm good at this game.
Let's start with the first one, okay? Major League Baseball. I know that's your wheelhouse right there as well. So I was talking with Casey actually yesterday, Brent, during a break, and I was asking him about this Astros-Mariners dust-up that happened last week. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the benches cleared after the Astros pitcher threw at a Mariners player, and then Mariners manager Scott Servais voiced his displeasure at the Astros pitcher. Houston didn't take too kindly about that because apparently there's an unwritten rule that you don't yell at the opposing team's player in baseball if you're a coach. It was very confusing as someone was trying to explain it to me. Anyways, hilarity ensued and the benches cleared and a couple of people actually got thrown out. So cash it or trash it, Brent Martineau. Unwritten rules in baseball should probably be written so that we don't have these kind of misunderstandings.
Trash it.
I should probably get that on. Trash it.
Listen, part of the game of baseball is like it's the nuances, the subtleties. Part of the game of anything, by the way. I think this happens in any sport you play. Some people know the sports better than others, right? Some people know soccer and some of the nuances, subtleties, the written, unwritten rules of that sport. I think these exist in all sports. I don't know them as well as football. I didn't play football. I wasn't in the trenches. What's allowed? What's not allowed? What's going over the line? What's not going over the line? I'm not fully sure. I didn't experience that like on the football field. Baseball, I think the unwritten rules have been changed a little bit because of the way the game is played now and the allowance for things like backflips. But it also polices itself to a degree. And when it's enough is enough, well, those unwritten rules kind of come into play. And so I think the unwritten rules are fantastic. I don't think they need to be written out. I think you got to watch the game to find out. And it's a new experience sometimes. And by the way, one other thing to this, golf has a lot of these, I wouldn't say unwritten rules. They are written, but they are so quirky and weird and defy logic sometimes.
Really?
That they just don't make sense. Like, you can find the sense in the baseball ones just because people don't like being yelled at or hit by a pitch or backflip showing people up. Like, we understand that from an athletic point of view. Some of the golf things are just, like, ridiculously stupid. They defy logic. But they also are written down for the record.
Okay. Next up, we're going to the NHL, Brent. And we're talking, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah.
I said that right?
That one's great. You got him.
Yeah, I did a lot of research to make sure because when I first saw the name, I was like, how do you do this? Okay. So Jaromir Jagr had a long and storied NHL career. It's obvious that he had a ton of teammates over the years. And what else is impressive is how successful so many of Jagr's teammates were. In fact, one of his teammates had appeared in every edition of the Stanley Cup final dating back to the New York Islanders legend Brian Trottier in 1980, all the way up to Tampa Bay Lightning defenseman John Merrill in 2021. But now, for the first time in 40 seasons, there won't be a player that has played with Jagr that will suit up for the Stanley Cup final. Cash it or trash it, you can see another athlete, no matter the sport, that will challenge Jagr's teammate championship appearance streak.
Ooh. That is teammate streak. I'm not sure I'll know it in hockey. I would say, yeah, we will. I'll say cash it.
Tell them to bring me my money.
I'm going to go to your guy here.
Okay.
What about LeBron?
There you go. There you go.
Right? I mean, we could really see that, couldn't we? Like, if I'm understanding the context of what you just said with Jagr, like, LeBron's a guy who's played since he was 18 in the league. He might play until he's 40. Like, he could certainly be the Yager of the NBA. Because he's also played with 3 different teams and on a myriad of guys, veteran to youth. He's got a lot of landscape to choose from. I would say he fits. I would say Brady maybe would be in this category as well.
Okay, yeah, I would think that too.
Trying to think if I'm missing anybody else. Does that make sense? So does LeBron fit the bill here?
Yeah, as long as he keeps playing and teammates rotate out, he changes situations as far as actual teams. And then also when you brought in Brady, I was kind of thinking that as well, just for the longevity and because of, the turnover in the NFL as far as not so much the main guys, but, out of the 53-man roster, yeah, you could have a bunch of new guys each season. So, yeah, I think those 2 names definitely could challenge it, but I thought it was an interesting stat for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty wild stat. By the way, those things are great because, one, you probably were a really good player, but 2, the longevity wins the day. There's something cool about longevity in sports because it is really hard, man. I mean, I can't imagine playing at 40 years old. I mean, I just can't imagine doing what they do and performing at the level they perform in their sports. I mean, golf's a different sport. There are some other exceptions, but just amazing to be able to still compete at the level those guys compete. And by the way, Yager competed pretty dang good until the end, and LeBron's doing pretty well too, averaging 30 a game this past year.
There you go, Brent Martineau. LeBron's the GOAT, Martineau. I like it right there. We're going to stick with the NHL, Stanley Cup. Now, I know Casey is an avid hockey fan. I'm assuming you are too, Brent. I know you know the sport, but I don't know how big of a fan you are. But either way, I'm sure you would tell people it's pretty tough to win the Stanley Cup. After going through a grueling 82-game season and then have to win 16 more games to claim the ultimate prize, you add in some of that physicality, and every team is probably going to suffer some type of injury. And then you have the slim margins of error in any sport to get to the championship, right? So it's easy to see why it's hard to repeat as champions. But the Tampa Bay Lightning have lifted up the Stanley Cup in both 2020 and 2021. And as of this month, they're only 4 wins away from a three-peat. Only 3 teams have done it: Toronto twice, Montreal twice, and the New York Islanders of the 1980s. Cash it or trash it, the Lightning will join this exclusive three-peat club.
Man, I think I'm rooting for it to happen, which is weird because I don't root for dynasties very often. But I think this is a little bit of me being a very peripheral, casual hockey fan. And I think the Lightning are fun. I think I'm not sick of the Lightning. I think it's still a fun story. But I got to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Colorado's playing, really, really well. And, yeah, sorry, I forgot to say trash.
No, you're good.
I think Colorado's just better. The one hesitation why I have a hard time getting that out of my mouth, once Tampa gets cruising, which they do, and they have been, they're like a freight train. And they do have a goalie that will stand out. So, yeah, trash that. I'm going to go with Colorado. It's the unpopular opinion in my own house. It would be unpopular if Casey was right next to me. It's probably unpopular for a lot of, I think, people that have become Lightning fans even in the area. I'm rooting for Tampa, but I'm just not sure the three-peat happens this time around.
All right, Brent. Brent doesn't believe in Tampa Bay. We like that. Okay, next up, Jags way too early predictions. Now, Brent, I asked Casey a variation of this question last week, and I definitely want to get you to chime in on this. For 2 straight seasons, no Jags players have made the Pro Bowl. In fact, the last time a Jag made the Pro Bowl was 2019 when DJ Chark, Calais Campbell, and Josh Allen got in. Cash it or trash it. From what you've seen from the team so far, Jacksonville will have at least 2 Pro Bowl selections this season, with at least one of them coming from the offensive side of the ball.
Cash it.
There we go.
Tell them to bring me my money.
There we go, Brent.
It's too sunny. It's summertime. We're too far removed from the opener to be Debbie Downer on the Jags. Let me go sunshine and rainbows with you here. The one caveat is it's tough to make Pro Bowls if you don't win. Like these awards and things like that, the accolades come with success. But 2 guys on a Pro Bowl team and let's just say hope they get 7 wins, that's a doable thing. That's possible. I mean, keep in mind, the Kansas City Chiefs had 6 Pro Bowlers on a 2-14 squad one year.
Oh, okay.
So it's possible. I think, the offensive candidates for me would be Christian Kirk, would be Sheriff, would be Trevor and ETN.
Oh, 4.
Well, those are the candidates.
You know, that's what I'm saying. You got
right?
4 candidates to choose
the
from.
Sheriff, by the way, is a perennial guy.
Yeah.
And so, he might be one almost automatically because he's so respected in the league. Like, if he plays 17 games, he's a perennial Pro Bowl player, and that usually means you get a vote and get in.
Okay.
And so I think he has a really good chance to get in. And on the defensive side, I'm a big believer in Josh Allen. I think he's going to have a good year. I actually think a guy like Shaq Griffin, if he gets a couple of interceptions or really a few or 4 or 5, has a real good chance also to do that. So, and don't sleep on Aluakin. He's a tackling machine. So from a linebacker spot, I think those are some candidates for you to pick from the Pro Bowl, potentially for a 7-win Jags team.
All right, Brent, I like the belief. I like the sunshine and rainbows. It's 120 degrees outside. Why not be happy? We're going to stick with the NFL. Now, Tom Brady, he fooled us one time this past offseason where he retired, and then he came back, right, a month later after his retirement. But in a moment on the show with Dan Patrick today, he admitted that the burning drive that once fueled him is starting to run closer to empty as he approaches his age 45 season. He said, quote, "I had the appetite to compete, and it's going to be gone soon." Brady said when asked how his decision to return unfolded, he said, there's no doubt about it. I got to just really appreciate the time I have left because it's not a lot. Cash it or trash it, Brent Martineau, Tom Brady retires a Tampa Bay Buccaneer or a New England Patriot?
Oh, well, that's an either-or question.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. What I mean is, if he retires in the next, season or so, does it mean that his contract is up with Tampa and he goes somewhere else?
I see. I see. He cash it.
Tell him to bring me my money.
Yeah, he's not going to a third team. That's the nature of the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to a third team. So he will retire after, I think, this year for good. One more go-around, one more victory lap, and that will be it. But he's not going to Carolina, Seattle.
Why you had to do that? Why you had to start with Carolina, Brent? Come on, man.
I'm just looking for teams with quarterbacks, man. Pittsburgh, I wonder, isn't that a fascinating one? Like Pittsburgh, right? They got
that would
Mitchell
be
Trubisky
crazy. Yeah.
and Pickett, and he respects the heck out of a guy like Mike Tomlin. And he's like, hey, let's go play in Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
But, here's the thing. Tom Brady's living his best life.
He sure is.
He's really living his best life.
Say it
And the
again.
guy's already got a pretty damn good life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Why
absolutely.
are you going back to the cold? Right? He doesn't want any part of that.
Yeah.
Right? So that eliminates a lot of teams, I think, from the mix. And I just don't think so. I don't think Tom – while third teams don't matter as much anymore, I didn't like LeBron going to a third team, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I just don't see it happening for Tom Brady on a short stint and then going somewhere else. I just don't see that happening. I really don't see him playing after this year. I think that tank of competitiveness is running a little bit closer to empty than it is full.
Wow. Okay, Brent. Well, last one right here. Father's Day is coming up Sunday. And then the annals of Parents' Days, meaning Mother's and Father's Days, moms definitely get the better push. I think you would agree. And they usually get the better gifts. Cash it or trash it, Brent Martineau. The Martineau clan will make sure that Dad is treated like the sports royalty he is this Sunday.
Trash it.
Oh, was it ready?
Yeah.
I thought brownie points were coming. I had it hovered over cash it.
There's not much going on for Dad on Father's Day. And by the way, I am certainly cool with it. I'm not a big we're not a big Hallmark holiday family.
Okay.
To begin with. I think it's cool. You should celebrate Mom's Day, by the way. We should do a better job of celebrating Mom's Day. I'm not sure we really did this past year. We don't do a good job of it. And definitely shouldn't celebrate Dad that much. But hope everybody else does, but this doesn't happen in our house. So, yeah, that won't happen.
Okay, Brent.
I know them well.
I know them.
They might try to sneak something in, I don't know. We'll pretend like we're trying to do something, maybe go out and get something to eat.
Wow, okay.
But
sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, though.
But here's the deal: I'm paying anyway.
That's not sneaking, Brent. That's just going to have dinner. That's just going to eat dinner, man.
That's it.
Oh boy, Brent, that's it for Cash It or Trash It, man.
There you go. That was good, man. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. All right, let's take a break. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. One more segment, including our U.S. Open picks, or at least mine. Casey's gone. Maybe I'll try to get his and put a bow on the show, and we then hand off to Casey and Brian Middleton for Action Sports Jacks OT, and then don't forget the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp on ESPN 690 tonight as well. Plus, I got a feel-good story for you before we go. That we'll also show you on TV tonight so we can show the illustration of it. But we'll share the story to end this edition of Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 right after this.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. Like, I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
Key, J, and Max, followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Spring deals are making moves at your First Coast Acura dealers with $1,000 in down payment assistance and market-leading APR offers when you pre-order the 2022 Acura RDX crossover SUV. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com. Shop loyalty appreciation offers.
Sometimes the injury happens in a second, but sometimes it's as a result of the same motion over and over for many years. Let our team of lawyers take a look at your workers' compensation case. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctor's. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Our friends over at Arlington Toyota want to know, what drives you? How about great service? Or what about getting more with your purchase? Then prepare yourself for the drive of a lifetime when you buy from Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty with your purchase, plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. What drives you is what they do at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jacks Stream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf, or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too.
For everything you need to head back to school at prices that won't hold you back, Staples has you covered.
I need it all. Notebooks, folders, crayons, and a unicorn backpack?
Staples has you covered.
Everything on my list, in stock and price low.
Staples has you covered with everything your student needs for school. This week, comp books and poly folders are just 50 cents each. Plus, Staples one-subject notebooks are only 35 cents. Don't send your kids back to school, send them forward. At Staples, the working and learning store. N618 in-store only, limit 30.
Meet Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boosts that turn your H2O into H2Whoa, so you feel like
I like to boost it, my vitamins can boost it. I like to boost it, we like to boost it.
Because it's not just vitamins, it's Boost, the fizzing amazing vitamin boost.
Find Boost, the vitamin boosts, at Walmart or Walmart.com and give yourself a boost with Boost.
Boost it.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Hey, I say this just about every day in this booming housing market. Wonder what my house is worth, right? Is it a good time to sell? And take a look at everything going on around you. My kids are in high school. Should we look into downsizing? Where's the next stop? We love it in Jacksonville, but well, maybe we go toward the beach, or maybe we go up north a little bit south. What's the next 10 years look like? What's the next 20 years look like? Yeah, we ask all these questions, and maybe you do as well for different reasons. The answers vary, but here's an answer that should be the same for all of us. OpenDoor.com. It's a new way to sell your house. Don't worry about repairs. You don't worry about prep work. You don't worry about showings. None of that stuff. Just sell it to Open Door by going to OpenDoor.com. Jump on the website. That's what I did. Answered a few questions, 2 or 3 minutes worth of them, and you're done. Open Door will send you an offer if you're eligible. Really easy to request an offer. Thousands of people are doing it all over the country each and every day. You can be the next one to do that with Open Door at OpenDoor.com. Get a competitive all-cash offer on your house at OpenDoor.com/myoffer. Get a free offer on your house at OpenDoor.com. You'll know how much you'll get, close when you're ready, and everything else is done online. Simple as that. Sell your home to Open Door at OpenDoor.com. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Incorporated, license 0206-1130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Welcome back, everybody, to Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz heading back up to the studio to team up with Brian Middleton, who currently is in the studio for Action Sports Shacks OT. What you got coming up on OT tonight, Middleton?
I like the fact that, when I work with Casey, he's very good about ad-libbing and being able to pivot on a moment's notice.
I like
so
that,
sometimes we come in and we have no rundown, and we still make it through with a very entertaining show. We definitely will talk some Stanley Cup finals. We'll probably get into the NBA finals, even though the game isn't tonight. We'll always be able to talk some football. And we may revisit our poll that we set up about Urban Meyer versus Bruce Smith, who would be less welcome at TIAA Bank Field. So, we definitely got some stuff, cooking. You just got to continue to listen to see exactly what kind of topics we actually hit starting at 6 p.m.
Hey, real quick thought on the NBA Finals, what you guys were talking about, everybody was talking about. I didn't really jump in too much yesterday, but what is up with Tatum? What is the story? Because I still think the Celtics have a shot here, but he's got to get cooking these last 2 games. You just don't win in the NBA without your star being a star. And I don't care about 27-10. It's like the worst 27-10 ever. His fourth quarters the last couple of games have been atrocious. And, again, they're talented. They have other players. But you're not winning an NBA championship without your star performing. Yeah, Curry had a bad game the other day, but he had an awesome game the day before, and they had everybody else jump in and help him out for this one game. But if Golden State's going to win the next couple of games, Curry's going to do his thing. So Tatum better start doing his thing.
No, I agree with you. I mean, you're right. You look at his stat line, you're like 27-10. What's the complaint? Well, honestly, man, what does that 27 look like? When did it come? Did some of his 27 come at a point that stopped a run for Golden State that started you guys on a run? There's a lot of different dynamics that come, and you can't just look at that stat line, even though at face value, it's solid. I mean, 27-10, a double-double where you're almost scoring 30 points. I don't know what's wrong. Casey believes he's hurt. I mean, he probably does have something nagging with his shoulder or something like that. He's not talking about it, so I'm not going to bring it up. If there was a report, an MRI, something like that, I would at least say, I know he's playing, but he's playing through this injury. But since he's not bringing it up, I'm not going to bring it up. And, yeah, he has to kick it up. But here's the deal. He doesn't have to kick it up that much. If Tatum was averaging 33 points, and I say that knowing how hard it is to score 1 point in any league, especially the NBA. But if he got 3 more buckets or 2 more buckets, depending on your free throw and if you're taking 3-pointers or 2-pointers, these games are probably different. They may have already won this series if he's, instead of averaging 25, 26, 27, I don't know what his points per game is, but he's averaging more like 30 to 32. And that's a lot to ask, but like you said, Brent, this is when your stars, this is why you have the superstar or the star label. This is why you're getting paid the supermax. Right now, we need you to be the guy that gets into the 30s, or maybe give me a 40-point ball or maybe a 50-point ball, depending on, which finals we're talking about. So I don't know exactly what's wrong with him. It might be a maturation process issue, but he has to take hold of this mantle these last 2 games if they have any shot of winning this.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think the big players got to come up in big-time moments, and this is a big-time moment. Season on the line coming up in Game 6 for the Boston Celtics. Hey, U.S. Open is obviously happening, and that takes place tomorrow. So our picks, how about Matt Fitzpatrick for Casey? He might expand upon that in Action Sports Jack's OT. And I know this is – listen, I'm going to get real chalky here, but I love the storyline of Rory. Plus – it is chalky from a favorite standpoint, but I think it's hard to go back-to-back, and he just won last week. I just kind of have this feeling that he's going to keep it turned down a bit, and Rory McIlroy is going to win his first major since 2014, and the good karma continues for Rory McIlroy. So I like McIlroy here in the U.S. Open at Brookline. I want to finish the show with this story, and a person by the name of Headfake, at least they go by on Twitter, shared this with me this morning, and we really appreciate him sharing this. If you've ever been to Cooperstown with your 12-year-old baseball team or your son, or however, if you're a coach, you know how special Cooperstown can be. I'll do a little bit more of this on TV tonight on CBS 47 and Fox 30, but a special shout-out to the Jacks Beach Barracudas, and especially Tyrese Scarborough, who hit a home run today in Cooperstown. Well, this story is a little bit deeper than that. There are a lot of kids that hit home runs, and hitting a home run is a memorable moment. It's really cool in Cooperstown to do it, and Tyree was able to do that. Well, this is one that him and his team and his family and everybody else will never forget. This young man is in remission right now from, if I have this right, germinoma brain cancer. Tumor gave him lifelong issues like diabetes and memory issues, and he still has 5 years of going to the doctor every few months because he's in his first year being cancer-free. So he's definitely got a long battle still ahead. But today, he and mom and his family and teammates had an incredible moment. I'll share some of the pictures and the video tonight on CBS 47 and Fox 30. But a special shout-out to that young man and the Jacks Beach Barracudas, by the way, who made it to the third round of bracket play. And as the folks who shared it with me said, that's a pretty big deal because they were just a rec team, not like this travel ball team going to Cooperstown. So good for the Barracudas, good for Tyree. More on that tonight on Action Sports Jacks on the TV side. We'll leave you with that feel-good story, hopefully make you smile on the way home from work here on a Wednesday. Action Sports Jacks OT coming up next. Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton, and don't forget, big night here at Davoli's House of Cards. Maybe they get a big-time card. We'll tell you all about it tomorrow on the show. Have a good night, everybody.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Thunderous dunks, crunching body slams, blazing fastballs, heart-racing game winners. Women's work is never done. SiriusXM is recognizing the 50th anniversary of Title IX by shining a light on how far we've come and how much further we need to go to ensure women have an equal chance to be great. Hear women's games, news and analysis of women's sports and more. The 50th anniversary of Title IX. Download the SiriusXM app and listen now.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Welcome to Daytona Soccerfest, the all-in-one soccer, music, cars, and much more 4th of July weekend spectacular. We're building a soccer stadium at Daytona International Speedway, and matches will be played there for the first time in history. Also, full concerts from Raul Alejandro and Chance the Rapper, Toyota Thrill Rides, and the World Freestyle Federation. Daily passes starting at $99. Get your tickets at DaytonaSoccerFest.com. For a limited time, buy one, get one free.
Rock the runway. You own it. Have a ball. You own it. Land a big one. You own it. At Community First Credit Union, you can own it all. When you bank at Community First, you're not just a customer, you're an owner. That means you're in control with better rates, fewer fees, and free digital tools. We put you first so you can relax and just be yourself. Go ahead and own it. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
This man has just entered the gas price madness zone, pushed over the edge by skyrocketing gas prices. The remedy? Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you just say there's a free app I can get that'll actually pay me cash back on every gallon of gas I buy?
Yes. Escape the gas price madness zone with the Upside app and earn real cash back on every gallon of gas you buy.
Yeah. Enough of the theatrics. Just tell me more about this Upside app.
Okay, it's super easy. Just download the free app and use it whenever you buy gas. Upside users can earn hundreds of dollars in cash back.
Wow, thanks, announcer guy. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PICK for an extra 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PICK for a 25 cents per gallon or more bonus on your first tank.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
I made it. I made it all the way from St. Johns County to Duval County for Action Sports Jacks Overtime on ESPN 690. Brian Milton on the ones and twos. He'd been here. Casey Kurtz, I have not been here. I got here about 5 minutes ago. I made it all the way from Davoli's House of Cards all the way to the studio in like 20 minutes, folks. It can indeed be done. And I had to go through UNF because there was traffic on 295.
I bet there was.
I know. That was the one part I didn't think through. Like, I got in the car to leave, and I was like, traffic.
Yeah.
But I made it. Cut through the stomping grounds at UNF. By the way, Shout out to the UNF Ospreys, who apparently, since I went there, updated the buses.
There you go.
They used to have like shuttles where you could not fit that many people. They got whole, like, nice buses.
There you
like
go.
air-conditioned buses, not like top-of-the-line stuff.
Good for them. On the backs of their alumni from the past 2 to 3 years, which would be you, Casey Kurtz.
Exactly.
Those are your tuition dollars going to work. For other students that were in middle school, well, not middle school, but in high school when you were a student there.
All I'm saying is it's been 2 years. Like, I just missed the nice buses.
I would go back and use it. Don't you
Not
still
a
have your
chance.
ID? You can get
I
on.
do have my ID.
Do you need your ID to get on these buses, probably?
Listen, I'm going to make something very clear to you that is definitely not safe. You could get on. Anybody in Jacksonville could get on if you're at the stop. They don't check nothing.
There you go.
You just got to know where you get off. You can't just ride around in circles. But
can I get into the Osprey game without, like,
you could?
Because don't you have your ID if you get like a student discount?
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you though, like off the record, on the radio, off the record, you could get in without it. For
there
free.
you go. The connects is real.
I'm just walk in.
My dog Casey got the plugs.
I guess over at UNF, but. Then my second question was, school's out. Like, why were there so many people on the bus?
It's probably time for a semester, right?
Yeah, it's A, but, like, I was surprised, too. Like, it looked like the bus was full. Like, I guess maybe one class just got out, right? That would be because they were going the way that you would to, like, go back to if you live on campus. So, that was something I discovered on my way here. So, I'm sure everybody cared about that. But UNF, not only upgrading the basketball facility and the floor and the gym and all that, they have also upgraded the student transportation around campus. I'm happy for them.
You sure? You sound a bit bitter.
I don't know. Like, I'm not 100% sure. I'm happy about it, to be honest. I love UNF, though. Shout out to the Ospreys. Love what they're doing right over there. But we will now talk sports, likely, maybe some Nick Cannon. We will revisit the poll from yesterday, which asked who will be booed louder the next time they step foot in TIAA Bank Field, Urban Meyer or Bruce Smith. We posted that at 6:23, so we will let you know at 6:23 the update on the poll. Hey, Brian Middleton, you heard Stanley Cup starts tonight, the final?
Allegedly, yeah. That's what Google told me.
Yo, check this out. You're not going to love this ticket price.
Oh, man.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
You had that ready to go pretty fast. I gave you no warning. Yeah. Anyway, Colorado, Tampa tonight, Stanley Cup final, game 1. Brian Middleton, the cheapest I can get us in if we were in Denver. $475 each.
Huh?
No popcorn, no nachos. We don't get to play. We don't get a jersey.
Can't do it.
I don't get to get on the ice?
Not even
once. I don't
once.
get to drive the Zamboni machine one time?
No.
Nah, dog. I need a glove or something. I need a hockey puck to shake the hands, flip a coin. What they do? Sing the national anthem? Or the Canadian anthem or something?
Well, unfortunately, there will be no Canadian anthem tonight. It's 2 American teams.
That's fair.
Yeah. But they might let you sing that, just not into a microphone. Like, the beef would be with, like, the people around you, you know, because you're just randomly singing "Oh Canada." But, by the way, fun fact, you bring up the Zamboni. There was an NHL game, and this is when video games were peak. There was a drive the Zamboni. Like, you could play the first period of the game and then go on Zamboni mode and do the ice.
Don't do that.
I swear.
An NHL game?
Yeah. I promise you could because I used to do it. That's cool, right?
Dope. I'm not going to lie. Why does the NHL sound like they get it right a whole lot? I don't know why, but the more I hear about stuff, even the video games in the past, it sounds like they've gotten this right a whole lot.
Yeah, the NHL games are elite. Yeah, here it is, NHL 2K Zamboni minigame. Like, literally, I'm watching it. It was such a great time.
Could you win something like like some extra like energy or like awareness or something for your players, or was just like
you were
fun?
literally just doing the ice. Yeah, I do remember there would be like a little thing in the corner, and it would say like your percentage of the ice completed.
That's amazing.
Because what they wouldn't let you do is like drive around after you had 100%.
Oh,
like you hit 100, boom, we're back in hockey.
Yeah, listen, man, we need you off the ice.
But I can tell you a time or two, I drove around with 99% trying to figure out where my last sliver of ice was.
Oh, you had to go find it. It wasn't like it was just...
It didn't like light up.
Look at this being like a strategy game in the middle of a sports contest.
Man, back when video games were good. Oh, man. Anyway, real life hockey will be played tonight between the Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche. I was listening to the show on the way here, Brian, and I heard Brent disrespect the Lightning, right? He did that.
Yeah.
You asked him if they were going to three-peat. He said no, which is disrespectful. Here's the thing, Brent, love you, right? You have no idea why Colorado's better. You know, I heard him say that, right? He don't know nothing about Colorado and the Avalanche. Who is he talking about Colorado like he is season ticket holder? He don't know them.
Saying word on the street is that offensive performance is through the roof.
Ask him one player on the team. I guarantee you he's floundering. He's in the car right now like, that's fair. I don't know not one of their dudes.
I don't know any of them.
That's fair.
I've heard of a goalie one. Who was a goalie that was really good like in the early 2000s? Or
Patrick Waugh.
Patrick Waugh, and it was spelled Roy. Yeah. I remember being a kid looking at that like that's don't make no sense. But you know what? If you want to call him Waugh, I'll call him Waugh.
I do appreciate the fact that you knew who that was. Like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I just remember like
being a kid from South Carolina, I really didn't see that coming.
Well, before school, you know, I would have SportsCenter on before you had to go to the bus stop or something like that. You're just like, and he was good, or you know,
he was great. Yeah,
they would go through the highlights, and I remember hearing his name often.
That does make sense. But to your point that you just made, somehow we got to it. The offensive efficiency and firepower for Colorado is second to none, in my opinion. Nathan McKinnon, one of the best players in the league for my money, top 5, consistently somebody I've bet on to win the MVP and has yet to win, so he's taken all of my money. Will lead their team at home, I should say. The first 2 games are in Colorado, but he's not their captain. Landeskog is obviously a big key in all this. Mikko Rantanen is obviously in this as well. And then everybody loves Cale Makar. Cale Makar is like the shiny new toy, right? He's 23. He's an offensive defenseman, which just, play offense.
Impressive.
You know, just play offense,
That sounds impressive, though.
But
that's a great name, by the way. Say it again, Cale
Makar.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be a star. Go ahead, though.
But listen, you're going to play defenseman at 5'11", 187. This is the NHL.
Sounds tiny. I don't know.
It's tiny.
I hear they get bigger as you go, on the ice. They're much bigger usually.
He's severely undersized for a defenseman, but he scored 28 goals for a defenseman, so that's insane. But listen, my man, just go play like left wing or whatever handed you are. I don't know. But, go be a winger or something. But everybody loves Cale Makar. Like, I'm trying to think of an example, like, shiny new, like, who's young guy that everyone's obsessed with that is really just kind of overrated?
Oh, just kind of overrated.
Any sport.
I was going to say Luka, but then, you said overrated, not overrated. First of all, he's 23.
Yeah.
He looks like a junior in high school.
Yeah, he does look young.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
No way. He defending what? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Go be a winger, bro.
Yeah, he's like, man. When I think defenseman, because I know nothing about hockey, but when I think defenseman, I think of heel and wrestling. I think there's gruff, even if it's not facial hair, like a whole beard. There's stubble trying to fight through. There's a cut. They may be missing a tooth and wearing some like dentures or something like that, or maybe no dentures. Maybe just like, hey, this is a part of the uniform, no teeth. This guy right here looks like a baby face, like literally and figuratively in the sense of, like WWE, man. Go be the shiny object, like you said, man, and go score, 40, 60. What's good for a wingman? I don't know.
40.
Go score
60
50
would be insane.
Yeah, go score 45, goals and win. What's it called? The Art Moss Trophy or something like that for that. Art Ross Trophy. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm getting all the stuff at one time, hockey fans. Yeah, he doesn't. That's not what I thought when you said the name.
So I'll tell you this. If you want to look up a defenseman that fits your build, type in Eric Chernak for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Okay.
But I will tell you, like, when I think defenseman, right, I'm thinking like your brother right here for Colorado, Keaton Middleton. You guys related?
There we go. I don't know. Probably in one potential way. Yeah, hold on before you go with that Middleton thing. This is what I'm talking about right here, okay?
Yeah.
I want to do bad things to you.
Yeah.
For 3 whole periods.
Yep.
And while the Zamboni's on the machine, I want you to know that I'm thinking about doing bad things to you as well.
That's what Eric Chernak will give you. He is toothless in most of the places where teeth should be, including right in the front.
There you go.
He has a picture holding up the Stanley Cup when they won the first one, maybe the second one. I don't remember exactly which one, but you can Google it. He doesn't have teeth in the photo. He's holding up the cup, and he's missing his front teeth. It's pretty good. So that's a defenseman. Tell you what, missing teeth, not trying to score, not trying to play offense, just trying to hit people. But my man right here, Keaton Middleton, 6'5", 234. Now that's a defenseman.
There you go. There you go.
And his name is Middleton.
I'm trying to look it up real quick.
Who, Keaton?
Yeah, exactly, man. Like this guy even right here, even though he's smiling in all his pictures, because you got to. Well, I guess you don't have to, but he's like, I'm a jovial guy off of the ice. Mm-hmm. But on the ice, I'm trying to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to break your will. I want to bend your body so that you don't ever come over here again trying to score your little 28 points. He's the teammate. Never mind. He's the teammate of the guy. Yeah, Keaton Middleton. Yeah, I'm sure we're related in some fashion. We won't get into those ways, but I'm sure it's some.
Yeah, probably. It would only
hundreds
make
of
sense.
years before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with that.
Casey, pivot.
Yeah, pivot. Anyway, just one last thought on the Lightning before I bring it up again in like 20 minutes. Braden Point, I believe, yes, indeed, will play tonight. Braden Point has not played did not play in the entire Rangers series. If you're a diehard hockey fan, you're like, hey, Braden Point, I know who that is. He's legit. If you're not a diehard hockey fan, let me fill you in. Braden Point is a guy that scored 28 goals this season. But really, he's so valuable. He scores goals. He facilitates as well, 30 assists, 58 points on the season. But he's gritty, right? You dump in the puck, he's chasing. He will forecheck as an offensive player. He does everything that you need for a big-time player. He's one of the most underrated players in the league. I am honestly very surprised they were able to take care of the Rangers the way they did without him. He now comes back after getting hurt in the Florida series, I believe it was, which did not last long because the Florida Panthers suck. But he will now return for the first time since that series. That will be a big help to the Lightning in a series that they will be outgunned. The Lightning will not have the offensive firepower that the Colorado Avalanche have. It's close. I think the Avalanche are a better scoring team. The Lightning have the better goaltender, so that will be the matchup. It will be McKinnon, Landeskog, Cale Makar, and those boys against Vazzy, and then the Lightning will have to make their moves when the opportunity is available. But I will tell you this, Braden Point will be on the ice, and that is a huge get for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
You know, Casey.
What's up?
And I know you're trying to get the break, but here's the deal, man. It seems like, I know the Avalanche had, basically overwhelmed, I think at Edmonton.
Yeah.
They overwhelmed this, force up, get out of our face, right? It seems like Tampa Bay, especially this Stanley Cup run, once they get you figured out, especially in this Rangers, matchup, once they get you figured out, it's game over. So they can, as long as they can take your first couple of punches, I don't even care if they get down. They were down 2-0, and then I believe they were down like a couple of goals in game 3. Then next thing you know, it's 4-2. Yeah. See you later. See you next season, Rangers. So I think Tampa, has a good shot at this. I think a lot of people would say that even if they're not picking the Lightning.
Yeah, I think that's a good call right there, right? It's the championship rounds. If you're in a 3-round fight, listen, the Lightning, they might, the best chance to get the Lightning is a 3-round fight, but lucky, there's a 7-game series. And when you get to those championship rounds, like rounds 4 and 5 in the UFC, right, the Lightning ain't going to be beat in the championship rounds. I will say this, Avalanche have had 9 days off, I believe it was, maybe 10 at this point. I can't do math, especially not on the fly. But that's what the Lightning had in the last series and then lost the first 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see how Colorado comes out on home ice. Colorado loses this game, I don't have any hope in them. But it will be interesting to see how they come out at home, off the layoff, if they have the intensity that the Lightning will have coming just 3 days rest off a Rangers series, which, look, they beat them, to your point, and they figured them out, but that was a taxing series. New York is a tough physical team. Colorado will be the same. So I think it's going to be a fascinating series. If you're not a hockey fan, you want to get into it, I would watch these games because there's going to be goals scored and there's going to be fantastic goaltending as well. We hit our first break. We got more to do. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back. What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you Overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jacks and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jacks to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690. Mostly clear and warm tonight, dropping only into the 70s. A hot Thursday with partly to mostly sunny skies, only an isolated inland storm. Most areas will be dry as temperatures get back into the mid-90s in the afternoon. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards Diamonds cuts out the middleman, so you are getting tremendous value.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel we'll be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, Sausage Patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, it's Brett Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
We roll along on a Wednesday. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. Brian Middleton at the broadcast. Dawn on the ones and the twos on a Sunday afternoon for you, right, Brian?
On a Sunday afternoon. I like the way that you know my schedule so well, sir.
I'm just confirming, yeah.
Yeah.
So one more night of freedom, huh? You gonna watch that hockey game and then...
Absolutely not, man.
Okay.
I got some clips that I got to pull from our previous shows.
Uh-huh.
And if we hit anything funny here, you know what I'm saying? And I got to make sure that it's getting ready to post, man. Been slacking a little bit.
I will say you are the driving force behind promoting our show.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Well, I waited for the punchline.
No, should I be doing more? Probably.
Well, you got the main show that actually brings in the money.
Yeah, well, that's true, too.
So that probably should be your main focus.
Yeah, that's fair. But anyway, I appreciate the work you're doing pulling the clips. The Nick Cannon clip is out there in the universe. If you want to check that out, it has to do with Nick Cannon and his relations and all of the children that he now has. And
Casey
all the
Kurtz taught him everything that he knows.
Casey
Kurtz taught him everything he knows.
Casey Kurtz has 0 kids. He has 1 dog.
Well, you got Blue.
I got Blue. Her name is Blue, yeah. By the way, so this is good. So you know Brent's anti-dog, right?
You still going? Okay.
Listen, there's only one thing that I really want to accomplish during my time in the Jacksonville talking on the radio.
Okay.
And that's I want someone at some point in time to walk up to Brent Martineau and say, "You're that anti-dog guy, right?" Like that's what I want. That I don't need to be there for it. I don't even need to be in Jacksonville anymore. I just want Brent to have the satisfaction knowing that I got through to the people that he's anti-dog. So we're at lunch today, me and Brent and Aaron, and we were having a conversation. I was there because I like free food. Brent and Aaron were there because I think they had some like actual job stuff to discuss. I don't know. But so we're in there eating, and there's a guy in the restaurant with a dog.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why fully, right? But there was a dog there.
Might be a service animal. Might be a...
No, it wasn't. Well, service animals have the stuff. Yeah. So this was just a dog, nice looking dog. I think it was a bulldog actually. Cool looking dog. Anyway, point of the story. So they were ironically bringing us our food at the same time. So I pointed out, I said, Brent, look, a dog. And he could not have been less thrilled. He gave that dog such a dirty look. The dog didn't see, thank goodness. But I had never felt so disrespected for a dog in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like that?
That's how I read into the situation.
Okay.
Brent, anti-dog Martineau.
Wow. Wow, I'm going to let that breathe for a second. Don't say anything.
Okay. I said something. I'm dumb.
Okay, there you go. Brent, anti-dog Martineau. Is that what you... Oh, boy.
Yeah. So
That's terrible.
I tell you what, Chuck, it is terrible. I'll tell you this. All that to be said is we're just trying to make it one more minute so we can get the official results on our poll, which ends in just 20 seconds. We asked, by the way, tonight on OT, which was yesterday, we ask, who will be booed louder the next time they step foot in TIAA Bank Field? It's on the Twitter page. You have 9 more seconds to vote on it, ESPN 690 Jax. And the 2 options were Urban Meyer, former head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, although if you ask him, he probably doesn't remember. Or Bruce Smith, who recently, as in yesterday, disrespected Tony Baselli on Instagram for real no reason, kind of came out of left field. Bruce Smith was upset about obviously something and felt the need to disrespect Tony Baselli. So those were the 2 options. What happened to the poll? It was just here.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Okay.
Officially receiving 55% of the vote, so it was close. 55% of the vote and winning the vote. What is your guess, Brian Milton?
Okay, let me just break it down. Why I'm going to guess this, and then I'm going to tell you the guess. So Listen, here's the deal. Bruce Smith, ornery fellow, clearly, when it comes to Tony Baselli.
We'll do anything for money.
Yeah, maybe he's pleasant with his people, his fans, his family, and whatnot.
Pay.
But as far as, they got to pay there too. Venmo me or Cash App, okay, Apple Pay.
He walks around like a little card, and you just hand it, and it's got the little QR codes you
Make
can
sure,
scan for the Venmo, Cash App.
Determine my mood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, so I think if we're being prisoners of the moment, if we're in the soul newest wound that he's caused Jags fandom or tried to cause Jags fandom by coming at our necks potentially by trying to downplay Tony Baselli in his Hall of Fame career, undoubted Hall of Fame career, I would say initially that Bruce would lead Urban. Urban's been gone for a minute. He's tried to nice things up on a couple of post interviews. He's already set up a little job already, doing stuff on, I believe it's like something with Fox Sports. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
So he's kind of been out of the eye of the public, but especially out of the Jags, public eye and fandom. But boy, the 2021 season is going to hurt for a while. It's going to hurt until we have a season that's decent. I didn't say a winning season, but a decent season.
That's fair.
And as long as things are if we go 4 wins this season coming up, I don't think it's going to be 4 wins. If we go 4 wins this season coming up, the hatred will still be there. And I use hatred, that's a strong word, but I mean the dislike, the level of potential booing if he were to ever show his face in the Duval County at all, let alone TIAA Bank Field. So I'm going to go, final answer, 55% of the vote will still be for Urban, what's his name, Meyer.
Well done. 55% of the vote, Urban Meyer.
There we go.
The most hated man in Jacksonville, Urban Meyer, takes Bruce Smith, takes the cake on that. I agree with the people, by the way. I appreciate the people, right? There's a segment of the fan base, and I'm not mad at you for this. They're like, let's move on from Urban Meyer. Agree. But I love the idea that we can still be petty and mad about it, right? Like, here's the thing. In my opinion, this is obvious, right? Like, we love Tony Baselli, but, like, we're all mad at Urban Meyer still. So I think it makes sense Urban Meyer wins with 55% of the vote, but Bruce Smith, a close second. So we now know if you're walking up and down the street and somebody says, hey, who's the most hated person in Jacksonville? It's Urban Meyer.
You got to answer.
It's Urban Meyer, yeah. All you have to do is go to ESPN 690 Jax, and you will find that information out. Action Sports Jax Overtime on ESPN 690. Brian Milton, what do we have coming up next? You were somewhat explaining it to me, but not really.
Yeah, it's not really. See, it's a simple game, but the way that it's presented to you, very basic, but I think it's something that the people are going to enjoy. I give you options.
Mm-hmm.
You choose one.
Like stock options?
You tell me why. I wish, right?
Yeah.
Especially the way that it's crashing right now.
Bro, I tell you what.
Buy if you got the money.
I tell you what, my crypto is over.
Your crypto is over.
I borderline owe them money.
They about to say, hey, bro, we're going to send you a billing statement next month, huh? Things keep going the same way.
Exactly. Literally,
Woo.
I owe them money. That stupid ape coin, bro.
Your Bitcoin, your ape coin, your NFTs, your Ethereum is over.
I got all those things.
Now's the time to buy it, actually.
I tell you what.
Well, maybe not now.
I don't disagree. No, it's down. I don't disagree with you, right? Like, you're spot on, bro. I cannot afford to lose more money, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference between, like, me and, like, rich. Like, somebody, Brent said this to me, like, off the air. I don't know if you want it on the air, but I'm saying it. Somebody who's, like, super rich will buy, like, $80K worth of, like, crypto right now and then make, like, a couple $100,000 off of it. Like, isn't that crazy?
Like Brent Martineau.
Maybe he was telling me his plan to see if I was going to push back.
Let me, just fishing this out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I had to agree with him. I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Somebody's going to make a lot of money. And then he just kind of made this weird sound. So I don't know what that meant.
That's the thing, though. I mean, I'm not an investment aficionado.
No, sir.
But what I am is, I'm a simple man, and I'm smart enough to know that I'm going to let it crash a little bit more. I'm going to let a little bit more, devastation happen to people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to see what I can afford to kind of buy in a little bit more. Buy a little bit.
I tell you what, you do what you got to do. I appreciate that about you, Brian Middleton.
Yeah.
Casey Kurtz, Brian Mills, Action Sports Shacks. Overtime. We got more to do. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Carey.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out, do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Get a $1,000 bonus when you pre-order the all-new 3-row 2022 Acura MDX SUV at your First Coast Acura dealers. Shop market-leading APR offers and pre-order savings at firstcoastacuredealers.com. Shop loyalty appreciation offers.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. In all honesty, it's a very hard thing to do. The good news is, Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. When you call Tobacco Free Florida's phone quit service at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW, you will connect to a quit coach who will help you assess your addiction. You may also qualify for free nicotine patches or gum. So call us at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to double your chances of success. No judgments, just help.
Snyderman, can you move things with your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
Take the quiz on our website to see if you should repair or replace your unit. If it's time to replace, now you can get 0% interest if you pay in full within 72 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Sell your home hassle-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry, so you can sell your home stress-free and make the most money. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. One of our clients, Laura, said, I had a great experience with Mark Spain Real Estate. The entire process was seamless and efficient. Thank you so much, Laura. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Certain restrictions apply.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons, except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the Chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the Chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Men, did you know that over half of all males suffer from ED or PE?
Ladies, your man should talk to the specialists at Prime Men's Medical Center.
If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down,
Men are now lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
for a private consultation at Prime Men's Medical Center, call 904-664-8217.
See results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing.
Call 904-664-8217.
Napa know-how. At Napa, when you take care of your ride, we take care of you. That's why a $25 digital gift card can be yours when you buy 10 quarts of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic Motor Oil products at Napa Auto Parts. That's a reward for rewarding your ride and a way to treat yourself after treating your motor. So give your ride the premium motor oil it deserves and get rewarded in return.
Napa know-how.
Offer ends 10/31/22. Void where prohibited. Terms apply. For complete details, visit pennzoil.com/rewards.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe.
A cryptocurrency stock market talk in the break because it is a fascinating thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I told Brian Middleton how much I'm down. He told me how much he's down. We move on from that and try to do a radio show. Action Sports Jax Overtime, ESPN 690. We hope your crypto's up, but frankly, I know that's impossible. We're just hoping it goes back up, and we kind of hope that all the rest of you get out so then we can go up and then eventually get the Teslas and the spicy chicken. The only thing I can afford currently is the spicy chicken. And that's not even on a regular day. That's just on a good day.
I'm not saying the spicy chicken or just the regular chicken, because that spicy is an extra 20, 30 cents, bro.
I can definitely...
I don't know.
I can definitely lock in for a regular. No fries or drink, though.
Not at all. No, you don't get no lemonade.
No.
You don't get none of the waffle fries.
Are you, by the way, when you go to Chick-fil-A, right?
Mm-hmm.
For like yourself, not when I have you go for me because I'm doing the shrimp game, but like, what's your drink? What are you getting? You getting lemonade?
Chick-fil-A, yeah, I usually get a lemonade. Yeah.
Do you like tea? Like, I love sweet tea, right?
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, you know what? My taste buds changed, post-transplant a little bit, so I don't really deal with super sweet tea now. But what I do like tea that's sweetened, but I'll drink just regular iced tea like the rest of the country does outside of the Southeast when you say, let me get a tea.
Yeah.
Like, I'll drink that all day. Or I'll get I'll get an Arnold Palmer, but I'll get let me just get unsweetened tea because I got the sweetness of the lemonade.
Yeah, I do. So when I go to Starbucks, if I don't get coffee, I get unsweet tea lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Because the lemonade's sweet. Since we're talking about sweet tea, and then we're going to talk sports potentially. Not a lot of sports today, but actually two things. The first thing is you said your taste buds changed a little bit after your heart transplant.
Yeah.
Is that a normal thing? Like, did they tell you that was going to happen, or is that just like a side effect you found out about because it happened?
They didn't tell me initially. I kind of had to find out, and then they were like, "Yeah, we've had like plenty of people say that." Because here's the deal,
start
right?
Telling you that
I couldn't. It was so severe. Like, my condition was so severe. Like, I was on a liquid restriction, so like I would only be able to have like something like 800 milliliters a day. It was so crazy. Yeah, it was so crazy, and you never realize how much you like water until you can't have water or any juice or anything like that, right? So once, the surgery happened, then you finally get to drink as much as you want. Well, like you've been on certain medications and you're used to not having like that much like fluid or anything. So it just feels weird even to your tongue. Like drinking water for the first like couple of weeks afterwards, because you have to be able to drink a certain amount of water to get released from the hospital. You got to be able to they check off certain things before you can get released. Something I found out is that I can do spicy foods all day. Now I've kind of chilled out, but like, that first 6 months after I was like all the way back and, recovered, like it was nothing for me to add like peppers or like a jalapeno or whatever it was that I was actually eating, or just eating that straight up. And I would never do that before because, like, number one, my stomach couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Like I liked it, but my stomach couldn't handle it. But I'm fine now. And it's interesting that is a big change. Like I could have it all day. I could go like super hot, Diablo hot, and I'd be like, yo, this is it right here. But it's unnecessary, so I don't really do it often.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Second part to that.
Yeah.
You're from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Is sweet tea like how serious is sweet tea in South Carolina? Like,
yeah, man.
Can you go anywhere and someone not have it? Like it's a requirement, right?
Yeah, it's one of those states where when you say I want a tea, it's gonna be sweet tea. You're gonna have to tell them unsweet tea. Yeah. And if we have that, we'll give it to you. If not, think about unsweet tea while you sip this.
Yeah.
Or get some water and try to thin it out a little bit.
Those sound like good people in South Carolina. You know
absolutely.
Because I like sweet tea. I've always wondered that because, I'm not from South Carolina. I've been there like once or twice.
That man's from Indiana.
And they don't have no sweet tea. Let me tell you how confused I was, by the way. So Indiana, lived there, moved to Florida, and then went back just because when I was like an adult, like I went to visit people or we went to a funeral or something. And I literally looked at the lady. I was like, "Can I get a sweet tea?" and didn't think anything of it. She's like, No, you can't. We don't have that. I was like, what? And my dad's like, yeah, of course they wouldn't have that. I was like, I don't know. Like, it just felt like something everybody had, but apparently not. So anyway, that's sweet tea talk on Action Sports Jack's Overtime. But now we have sports potentially to talk about. I think I'm choosing one thing or the other, Brian Middleton. What we got going here?
So we call it this or that.
This or that?
This or that, right? Two options.
Okay, I like that.
And there's going to be simple options. There's no gotcha in this.
I'm sure there is.
There's none. There's no gotcha. There's no pressing you against a corner. You know what I mean?
Call him Sherwood Taylor.
Sure. Yeah. I like that. Press Taylor. It's full circle. Like that. So,
we got to get press on the show.
We got to. And I'm sure that you can make it happen the way that you reach out to people and get them on the phone, man.
I'll do my best.
I know you can make it happen.
I'll do my best.
But yeah, man, it's very simple, man. You know what I mean? I think I'll have a different bet later on, but we're going to go with this one right now so that the music can play. A little 2 Chainz.
Oh, this is 2 Chainz. I have a fantastic story about meeting 2 Chainz. I'll tell you in the break.
Okay. Also, do you remember when I was super hyped, and I'll play that clip, or not play it, but I'll make sure to post that clip before I said what I said this week about the New York Yankees? Mm-hmm. Their record when I was on that was 41-16. You know their record now?
Well, they won last night.
Yeah.
How many days ago was that?
Friday? Was 5 days ago?
So like 47, something like that. Have they lost?
No, 45-16.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know.
Are you going to become a Yankees fan?
I'm not.
This is going to become intolerable.
No, I just remember.
Yeah, I know.
I just remember you were just like, no Subway Series, and not because of the Yankees.
I did say that.
Because of the
because of the Mets.
Because of the Yankees. And I'm like, all right.
Give it time. You're going to find out. You're going to come full circle with being a Yankees fan. You found out the Panthers suck. Now you're going to figure out the Yankees suck.
Nah. Hey, listen, man. I'm following them, and I'm following the Braves because you and Brent both were iffy on them, too. 10-0 in their last 10?
That's true.
10-0? Mm-hmm. I think that they got this thing down.
They played the Pirates, bro.
Hey, listen.
We could beat the Pirates.
Oh, here we go. We're going to start making a list of sports teams we can beat. Philly. Oh, and why is everybody in Pennsylvania? The Pirates.
That's true. I got smoke from Pennsylvania.
You just hate Pennsylvania.
Amanda's from there.
Well, okay. You should.
I don't hate her. Love her, right? But I just think we could beat the Pirates straight up.
Let's hurry up and get into this
because
I got to get
we
to
are
the
out
break.
Of time, for sure. Yeah.
We'll do a couple of them. First up, this or that. Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson starting for the Cleveland Browns. Casey Kurtz.
Just to clarify, this is who I think or what I would do.
What would you want to see more?
Oh, okay. What would I want to see more? Baker Mayfield. One, because that means Deshaun Watson got suspended because I am on... Like, I've said that, like, multiple times, but not, like, a super hard stance on it. But, like, I don't want anyone to, like, mix how I feel. I want the man to be suspended because I think there's something there. I'll leave it at that. So, I think it'd be fascinating if Baker Mayfield had to play, they somehow convince him to play, he comes back and plays. Because then you're only in a win situation. I think if you're Baker, you play good. Eventually, Deshaun Watson comes back. You played good. You get on a better team. Or... Deshaun Watson ain't never come back. You don't re-sign to Cleveland, and then you go make bank in the offseason. So I think it'd be a fun storyline if Baker played, although we would have to keep seeing those stupid commercials, and that would get annoying.
All right, man.
We still need the Baker Mayfield moves out commercial when he gets traded.
That would be awesome. Okay.
It would.
It'd be interesting to see
Move
how
it
that
into
team
Carolina.
Plays. Maybe. You never know. All right, next up.
Yeah.
A Tampa Bay Lightning three-peat or a Jags Super Bowl appearance this season.
Appearance, not win?
Appearance this season.
Lightning. 3 in a row.
I'm a Jags fan, so I would pick the Jags no matter what.
I appreciate the fact you look at the camera.
But your guy, I don't know which way because I can't see out the peripheral. He's picking
that guy.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
He may be a Bucs fan, to be real with you.
No.
The way he's choosing this right here, guys.
Listen, man, 3
That's
in a
all right.
row.
It's all good.
3 in a row. I knew there was a gotcha, by the way.
That's not a gotcha. That wasn't a gotcha. That shouldn't be a gotcha. Shouldn't be a gotcha.
You're pretty much asking me, do I want one of my favorite teams to win the title or do I want one to lose one? Obviously, I'm taking the win. It'd be a great accomplishment, but...
So you're just assuming that I said appearance, so that means loss. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interesting.
That is fair.
Interesting. I'm the Jags fan. Okay? Cuss? All right. Let's see. Let's skip over a couple of these so that we can get to some more good ones. Charles Barkley talking basketball or Pat McAfee talking football?
Ooh.
That's in the Hall of Fame right there. That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one. Don't go the wrong way. And I don't know what the wrong way is.
Here's the thing. I'm going to go Pat McAfee talking football because
That's terrible.
Well, yeah, probably, but I think I'd rather hear Chuck talk everything else because it's funny. You know what I mean? Like Chuck talking basketball, he knows what he's talking about, but it's not as funny. I think Chuck talking about just like everyday stuff like driving. Imagine Chuck talking about his problem with drivers. You see what I'm saying there? Like Chuck can make anything funny. So I'm going McAfee talking football.
Okay. Would that podcast work? Would they need a host still to kind of maneuver
Pat and
things?
Chuck?
Yeah, like could they carry it just themselves?
Yeah, they'd be fine.
They wouldn't need somebody in the middle like, okay, this is where we're moving to next, like an Ernie Johnson or something, just for a podcast sake, because that's a different feel. With the
It'd be
podcast,
all over.
right?
I think it'd be good.
Yeah,
that's a good call. You should talk to somebody about that.
Let's try this right here. Golf lessons from Tiger Woods, baseball lessons from Mike Trout.
I'm gonna go. In current Casey, I'm going golf lessons with Tiger Woods.
There you go.
Because I don't have anything left to gain in baseball, right? I'm out of eligibility. I don't have nothing left. I love to like talk to Mike Trout. That'd be cool, but Tiger Woods could actually teach me something that I could use for the next like 30 years.
Okay. I like that. All right, Casey Kurtz, I'm going to wrap up with this one right here.
All right.
The state of Florida or the state of Indiana?
I'm going to go with the state of Florida.
There you go.
I will go with Florida.
There you go.
Indiana got some problems. Tell you what. Listen, I know that there's some good people in Indiana. There's also some bad people in Indiana. But that's the same with anywhere. But I'm here in the 904. I got love. I grew up in the 941, right? Those are my two spots, the 941, the 904. So I will go with the state of Florida all day, twice on Sunday.
All right, Casey Kurtz, that's the abbreviated inaugural version of This or That here on Action Sports Jags Overtime.
There you go. This or that. We'll do it again sometime, but right now we're going to hit this break, and then we will talk to Matt Davis with the Jumbo Shrimp before we get going in that one tonight in Charlotte. So we'll hit this break. We'll do all that. We'll come back, and then we'll finish the show. Action Sports Jags Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Hey, I'm I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out. Do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. For the past 76 years, Northeast Florida has been host to the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl and events. When televisions tune into Jacksonville for kickoff, we want to be sure we showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. From buying a ticket to the game, making a donation to send local deserving children to the game, or volunteering, I would ask that you consider supporting this great local tradition. To learn more, visit TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Driving happy with Febreze car.
You're driving home when, oh no, you hit the longest red light in town. What's this? You're smiling because your car smells amazing. You just installed a Febreze car vent clip. Ha ha! 5 weeks ago. With up to 40 days of consistent Febreze scent, those lights can stay red for as long as they'd like.
Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
God, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. True story, Brian Middleton. Everything I just told you is absolutely true.
Yo, I call you CIA, man. I call you FBI. Huh?
It's a crazy story. My man Kenny the Swites can verify. That's who you saw in that photo. Shout out
Casey
Kenny
the bounty hunter.
I tell you what, it was a wild situation. But anyway, that's a conversation for the podcast or Instagram Live, but not necessarily for 690 AM here in Jacksonville or the stream.
2 Chainz, but I got me a few on.
He did. That is.
He did it. Yeah, he did.
He really did. So anyway, the 2 Chainz conversation will have to die down for now, and the Jumbo Shrimp baseball conversation will commence right now. Matt Davis in Charlotte. Matt, I heard the unfortunate news. No Arby's yet.
You know, Brian Middleton, thank you so much. You gave me a pass to have it when I come back to Duval, and I promise you, I believe the tentative plan is to leave pretty soon after the Sunday game. So I will have all day Monday to have it, write a legit release about it or my own personal, recommendations about it. So you will have a complete report for Tuesday.
All right.
When we come back home.
That's what we like to hear.
I do appreciate that.
I am nothing but a homework. I realized this after my schooling years, but I wish I did more homework back in the day. I think I do more homework now than I did back in my schooling days.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
My claim to fame in high school, Matt, was I didn't take home a textbook. Never once. Never a homework assignment that I wanted to do. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the fact that you have grown up and became a fan of the homework. That's
and now look at you, man. ESPN's Casey Kurtz reporting live from Jacksonville. We like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Homework doesn't get you anywhere is what I found out. But maybe you, Matt, adult homework, I guess. Where are we going with this, by the way?
This took a turn.
This took a turn. Let's get it back on the right track because you're about to call the Jumbo Shrimp and the Charlotte Knights. What do we got coming up tonight? Tim Anderson still around, potentially Eloy Jimenez. Give us the lay of the land, if you would.
Tim Anderson in the starting lineup, he was DHing last night, Casey Kurtz. He's actually starting at shortstop leading off. So a sign of good things to come. Unfortunately, Eloy Jimenez is here, but he has not been activated yet. So I think a lot of people waiting with bated breath to kind of see the duo in the starting lineup. But No, I actually ran into both of them in the hallway yesterday, shook their hands and said, hey, I hope you guys have speedy recovers and look forward to seeing you guys back up in the show. And they were appreciative of that. You know, they're super nice guys, super cool guys. But, yeah, the Jumbo Shrimp are looking for 5 in a row. They've tied their second longest winning streak with 4. They only have 3 winning streaks this year, 7, 4, and then for a second time 4. So looking for win number 5 for the first time this season, and they'll send Matthew Kent to the hill today.
Well, let's hope we can get that 5, and then tomorrow we can talk about 6. That sounds like a good plan to me, Matt Davis. You're on the call. Me and Brian are done. We're back tomorrow, but right now it's Jumbo Shrimp baseball against the Charlotte Knights in Charlotte. Matt Davis, take it from here.
Thanks, guys. Shrimp on deck. Coming up next, it's the Jumbo Shrimp and the Charlotte Knights from Truist Field in Uptown Charlotte. First pitch coming up at 7:05. Shrimp on deck. Up next.
Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is 15 minutes away. It's time for Shrimp on Deck, featuring interviews from inside the clubhouse, scores from around the International League, and the Miami Marlins organization, and a preview of tonight's ball game. Now, here's your host, Matt Davis.
And welcome into this edition of Shrimp on Deck. Beautiful night here in Uptown Charlotte. Light blue, beautiful skies. The amazing Uptown Charlotte backdrop for Truist Field as our game is about 15 minutes away from